That one hit him. First pitch went over his head. Kyle pops, hits Francisco Hernandez in the backside with the next pitch, and the tension is building a little bit here. And now he's going to third, throw down, and they got him. Hernandez, and here come the benches. Both benches have cleared, and there is a pileup at third base. Kyle pops, hit Hernandez, then he stole second base in the top of the 8th inning in a 12-0 game, then tried to steal third. The tag was applied to get him out at third base, and that summoned both benches into action.
Yeah, and I understand it. You know, obviously Hernandez not happy about getting hit, but you just can't retaliate like that. That was a really aggressive slide into the legs of Spencer Ross. I understand it. You know, frustrations get high when that happens to you. Not saying it was the right thing, but that's just a really aggressive slide. There's no need to do that.
Well, I don't know if we're going to get that much excitement today, but who knows, Zach, as the Toronto Maple Leafs and the London Majors on kind of a cloudy but still very warm Sunday afternoon here in Toronto. Last time out, Toronto Maple Leafs took on the Guelph Royals, so they're on a little bit of a losing skid right now, 2 games in a row. Zach, you called that game. What happened out in Guelph?
Yeah, it was just one of those games where they had one kind of blow-up inning. It was Johannes Alvarado pitching, starting. He gave up 5, I believe it was in the 3rd inning. Other than that, it was a pretty well-rounded out game for the Maple Leafs. I mean, you were getting contributions from the bats, the defense, the pitching to close out the game was fantastic. Graham Sim came in. DePaula also threw scoreless innings. It was really strong. It was just, again, that one big inning, and then Guelph was able to hold it with how well Edgar Garcia was throwing.
So the Maple Leafs burned a lot of really good pitchers in that game, so the arms and the bullpen will be slightly limited compared to what they had last game. You know, they were in a tight game. They had to go for it. At this point in the season, the Maple Leafs really, really need to win games. Now, the London Majors are in a situation where they don't have that problem at all because they are cruising right now atop the Canadian Baseball League. Last time, they've had a few days off, I should mention, before this game as well, so they've got the upper hand in that department, and they got a resounding 10-0 win against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers in that game that they had at home, and there were some big offensive performances, but Zach, just the offense as a whole for London has been rolling as of late.
Again, this is one of, if not the best teams in the league at this current moment. They're one of the hotter teams. 4 teams right now in the CBL have a record in the last 7-3. London, they're the team that are on top, and it's really been that home record that has propelled them ahead. You see the last game there, 10-0 against Chatham-Kent. It speaks volumes for how well this team has been. Travis Keyes, 7 innings, 5 Ks, 2 walks, and only 3 hits allowed. Just tremendous stuff. Their offense is elite. The pitching is elite. There's an all-around good team.
Well, Yasiel Puig is the catalyst of this Toronto Maple Leafs offense. He had a great game last time out. He went 4 for 4 against the Guelph Royals, but everyone that was here at Christie Pitts last Sunday will remember his 3 home run performance that he had here at the Pitts.
Power to the baseball and drive it, and in order to do that, it's got to be throwing strikes.
This one's hit the other way to right field, back at the wall, and that one is gone. Yasiel Puig puts the Leafs up 2-0 here in the first.
Otherwise, he'll do what we saw him do in the first inning.
Another 2-2, and this is a fly ball to left center field, back at the wall, and that ball is gone. Yasiel Puig with his 2nd homer of the game. This one a solo shot.
For the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers.
Puig with a fly ball to left field, back and gone. Yasiel Puig with his 3rd homer of the game.
Unreal. 3 home runs in a game. All of a sudden, Yasiel Puig is now back in the conversation for leading the Canadian Baseball League in home runs. I mean, he still needs a couple to get up there near the top. I mean, Lenihan on the side of the London Majors is one of the guys that he's trying to track down. But, Zach, in his last 4 games, I mean, he's starting to put up some numbers, and this looks a lot more like what the Maple Leafs thought they were getting in Yasiel Puig at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, the at-bats have been so professional for Puig in the last 4 games. You mentioned, 4 games. He has 4-2. or 2 4-hit plus games in
Yeah.
that span. It's ridiculous stuff. And last night, it was a really fun matchup. If you didn't get to tune in, it was Edgar Garcia versus Yasiel Puig, obviously guys that might have crossed paths at one point in the majors. And every time Puig came up to the plate, it kind of just felt like he knew what Garcia wanted to do against him. We saw him kind of lift a fly ball into right center field, did a tremendous job there. He also had a broken bat single as well, and then he muscled one into center field. Garcia pitched it beautifully, but Puig, because of all the power and how smart of a hitter he is, he was able to muscle it over the leaping Geraldo. So Yasiel Puig, if he can keep up the pace he's at, it's going to be tremendous stuff.
Yeah, and Edgar Garcia is a really tough guy to hit too. Arguably one of the best pitchers in the league. Certainly comes in with probably the best resume in the Canadian Baseball League this year. So great stuff to see for Maple Leafs fans on the Yasiel Puig front. He'll face Cesilio Pimentel today, but for the Maple Leafs, they're going with Yadian Martinez. And this was a pitcher that the Maple Leafs, they weren't maybe expecting him to be their ace. I mean, he did start on opening day, but they want Yadian Martinez to be that steady force that can, give them 5-6 innings. He's going to need to pitch really well today, just because we know that the Maple Leafs bullpen is pretty taxed right now just because of the last couple of games. But Yadian Martinez needs to get things back on track today.
Yeah, Yadian Martinez, he's been a pretty stable arm through his entire career in the CBL. This year, things have kind of gone a little bit wonky for him. He's only gone 5 innings most, but the Leafs are going to try to hope to get a season long from him today, and hopefully going 6 or more. The biggest thing with Martinez, he's adjusting to the new mound here at Dominico Field, trying to get acclimated here with this team. And I think once that happens, he's going to be a really good pitcher for this Maple Leaf squad. Just the slow start is just kind of what's been hurting him here.
So the Maple Leafs hoping that Yadian Martinez can get back on track. I mean, they've got Luis Florentino down in the bullpen. That's something that's going to be really big for them. But, I mean, this Maple Leafs defense has been really good this season. Let's take a look at the defensive positions for the Toronto Maple Leafs today. I mean, we know the duo up the middle has been really good for the Maple Leafs all season long. They've got a lot of speed in the outfield defense as well. Dennis DeBanning is out in left, J.J. Dutton in center. Marcus Knecht is the right fielder today for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Then on the infield, Spenser Ross at third, Taveras at short, Yordan Manduley is at second, Mike Cicchetto is getting the start at first base, Matt Brandt doing the catcher. It was finally an off day for Matt Brandt last time out against the Guelph Royals. Boy, he's earned it. He's been really good for the Maple Leafs this season, and he's been heating up as well of late.
Yeah, and last night was the first time Matt Brandt didn't start a game. Granted, he did make an appearance. He came in and pinched hit in the 9th for Chialtis, but Brandt has been so good in his last 12. You see the average there, 342. He's just getting on base. He's being smart at the plate. He's really working counts. And when you have a catcher that's been behind the plate the entire season, he understands the zones of some of these umpires, understands how they like to call the game. You can translate that to the offensive side of things, and that's exactly what Matt Brandt has been doing.
It was funny, too, because even though he did get an off day last game against Guelph, still came in, got a pinch hit appearance, so he still appeared in every single game for the Toronto Maple Leafs this season. I just have to think that his work with the pitchers is got to be something that's key to his success. I mean, working with Yadian Martinez, a guy who mixes 4 different pitches, and he's got a lot of really effective pitches as well. Like, the calling of his pitches behind the plate today is going to go a long way to determining how Martinez starts this game.
Yeah, and Brandt understands, how Martinez throws. He's caught him a couple of times. I'm sure they've done side bullpen sessions together as well. So it's just one of those things where you just kind of have to figure out what your pitcher is most comfortable with in a start. And, first inning, we'll probably see it, I would assume, around the second to third batter, where they'll start getting to rhythm and start seeing what they want to do to attack this lineup.
Take a look at the Toronto Maple Leafs lineup today the London Majors lineup today as well. Maikol Escotto is at shortstop. He's leading things off. Tucker Zdunich in right field. Trent Lenihan with his 7 home runs on the season is the first baseman. Cristian Inoa, we talked about him, had 2 home runs last game against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, propelling them to that 10-0 win. Then the DH today, Starling Joseph, Eduardo de Oleo behind the plate. Then the bottom 3 in the lineup, Adam Thuss, Jarrett Burney, and David Draayers, who's the third baseman today for the London lineup that we mentioned. I mean, pretty much anyone they've thrown out this year has been just mashing the baseball.
Well, I mean, this is a London Majors team that has just been elite really all year long. Offensive-wise, team batting average of .317, an on-base percentage of .396. I mean, they are getting on base, and they are cashing in those runs. This is a squad that's already scored 155 runs on the year. They are really just a force to be reckoned with here in the CBL.
We got the national anthems coming up in just moments' time. We'll take a quick break, get you to those, and be right back after this.
What I look for in Rawlings is a combination of things. Something that will kind of maintain for a long period of time. I've had a lot of success with Rawlings over the years.
What I like about my Rawlings glove is the feel. The feel is everything. It's good to get that feel in your hands, and if you have a Rowling, it's more easy to catch. Weight goes a long way, and I feel like Rawlings does a really good job of getting you top of the line leather.
As far as the leather, I usually stick to Pro Preferred.
I've actually always used Pro Preferred. I loved it from the start, so I'm kind of a guy, if I like something, I usually don't change it. So since the first day I signed with Rawlings, I've been using Pro Preferred.
What I like about my Rawlings glove is it's always felt the same. It never falls apart. It feels good every single day I put it on my hand, and it's a mark of a pro.
Everyone dreams of being great. Only a select few can be iconic, but only one is chosen. Introducing the Chosen One from Rawlings. The all-new one-piece composite iteration of the top-rated and established Icon BB Core bat.
Guys, over there.
Toronto Maple Leafs in London Majors here on a Sunday afternoon at Christie Pitts. The Maple Leafs looking to snap their mini losing streak and get back on track. Take a look at the defense today for the Toronto Maple Leafs behind starting pitcher Yadian Martinez. Dennis DeBanning, the speedy left fielder, is in left. J.J. Dutton in center. Marcus Knecht is out in right. Then on the infield for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Spenser Ross at third. Taveras playing short. He's done a really good job filling in there for Brando LaRue as of late. Yordan Manduley at second. Mike Giacchetto at first. Matt Brandt doing the catching today for Yordan Manduley, Zach, who the Maple Leafs need to go deep.
Yeah, they are very short in the bullpen. We've known this. We have heard from it, especially with how many games they've played in the last little bit. Back on June 7th, these two teams met here, and it was the Toronto Maple Leafs coming out with a victory 7-2. That was all in the back of Yohannes Alvarado that pitched 6 innings, only allowing 1 run. You got to imagine that before this start, Yadian Martinez, went and talked with Alvarado saying, what did you find success against this London Majors team? How were you able to shut them down? And hopefully he can try to utilize that going into this game.
Yeah. The other thing that happened in that game was Yasiel Puig hit a home run, and it feels like every game that Puig homers in, the Maple Leafs win. So they're hoping that Yasiel Puig's .667 average over the last 4 games can keep them hot, and Yadian Martinez can go deep and save the bullpen as many arms as possible today for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Martinez throws a lot of strikes. He has a lot of different pitches, so efficiency will be a key to Yadian Martinez's start today for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's facing Maikol Escotto to lead things off. And here's the first pitch of the ball game, and it's in there on the outside corner for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 now to Escotto. And he takes high, count now 1-1.
Escotto, he has been dominant. He was early in the season leading the league in average with a high 400s. Now, it's dropped down a little bit just to 402, but still elite numbers out of the leadoff man.
Michael Escotto takes this ball the other way. It is high, deep, and hooking towards the line, and that's a fair ball, and it's gone. Michael Escotto leads the ball game with a home run just inside the foul pole in right, and it's 1-0 London.
Well, that's Escotto's 7th of the year, now tied with Lenihan for first on the team. And just what an addition to this team he has been. Power, power, power. That's all he's been producing to start the season.
Boy, the London Majors have been torching the baseball as of late. Scored 10 last time out against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. In that game, the home run power came from Inoa. And now Tucker Zdunich comes to the plate. By the way, Zdunich was the guy that Escotto was tied for the team lead in home runs. So he's got 6, and Escotto and Lenihan have got 7. So there's a lot of power at the top of this Majors lineup. There's the 1-0 to Zdunich. You know, the home run is great for London, but Yadian Martinez should not be discouraged by that. He took a good pitch the other way over the big wall. I mean, if you're Martinez, you got to go deep today, so you kind of just got to make that pitch. I mean, there's not really much you can do if you're the guy on the mound.
Yeah, that's a pitcher's pitch that just the batter did, made an even better swing.
That's another pitcher's pitch, and this time it works out for Yadian Martinez. Gets the punch of Zdunich. Nice bounce back, one away.
First baseman number 33, Trent Lenihan.
Trent Lenihan has had a great season so far for London, hitting .413 on the year, 20 RBIs. And that pitch inside, and it hit him. Caught him, just grazed the elbow guard on the way by. And Lenihan will head down to first base.
No intentions behind that one, obviously, just trying to, jam up Lenihan. Again, he's been another one of those dangerous hitters. He actually leads this team with a .413 batting average. And he's sitting top 5 in the league.
Has 1 stolen base on the season as he stands over there at first. Oh, 1-1 now on Inoa. Cristian Inoa with 5 home runs on the season. Swings and misses at a good off-speed pitch there from Yadian Martinez.
Yeah, foul tipped that one right off of the leg of Matt Brandt. He's a little shaken here.
Yeah, well, we talked about Matt Brandt before the game, just about the pitch calling with his pitcher Yadian Martinez, because obviously these two have been battery mates the entire season. They've been on the same page early on. There hasn't been a whole lot of head shakes from Yadian. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Way outside.
That was one thing of note, that I kind of alluded upon during the pregame. It's just that we'll see if Yadian gets in a rhythm and what he wants to do around the second to third batter with Brandt.
1-2 pitch in the dirt. What a block by Matt Brandt. He did a good job to snare the pitch before that time. That was a tough pitch to block.
It's looking like early on he's trying to stay away from the inside half on these righties, and he's jamming up the lefties. We've seen a lot of off speeds low and away, especially the first one to Escotto. That was a low and away that he just drove.
Another one that was pulled outside by Martinez, and the count's full. Three and 2. We'll see if Lenihan is on the move. He is not. Here's a swing and a ground ball to short. Taveras to second. Manduley to first. And it's a double play to get the Maple Leafs out of the first inning. London gets 1 on the Escotto leadoff home run. But a big double play and a great pitch there after a long battle by Yadian Martinez. It's the Majors who lead 1-0 over Toronto.
of the Welland Jackfish to be able to throw a guy with this quality at the end of the week. A lot of teams don't have that kind of depth.
That ball chopped down and foul back behind the play. It's going to be 1-2.
One thing that is a real change of note is Logan Grant catching today. Robert Mullen, the all-star catcher, DHing today.
Yeah, the best hitting catcher for both sides here going to be today's designated hitter. 1-2 in, catches him up on the wrist. Right up on the upper arm, maybe got him in the knuckle. Undoubtedly catches the hand there of Black. He is in some discomfort as he heads to the dugout.
Yeah, that come right up high on him, and obviously he had no intention of getting a piece of that, but it looked like it got a piece of the finger up against the knob of the bat. And I could tell you from personal experience, that is no fun whatsoever.
There are few places less comfortable to catch a hand. Remember, we had this situation, was it Tim Holick a week ago in Canada?
1-0 London Majors as we head to the bottom half of the first inning. Spencer Ross leading things off for the Maple Leafs. Cesilio Pimentel on the mound for the London Majors, has an ERA of 4.78 on the season. 6 games played, all of them have been starts, as he starts again here at Christie Pitts against the Maple Leafs.
Well, he's been very good. In the games where the Majors are winning, he is pitching sound and solid. He's only had one game where he's allowed more than 3 earned runs in a win. And the 2 losses that he has, he's gotten blown up. Once by the Maple Leafs, where he went 5 innings, allowed 7 earned runs, and the last time out on June 30th against the Hamilton Cardinals. So if you're the Maple Leafs here, going back and looking at the game footage from that last time out from Pimentel,
that pitch is low and outside to Spencer Ross. One and 2 on the Maple Leafs third baseman, Yasiel Puig on deck. This one's fouled off by Ross. He took a healthy cut at that pitch.
He's pitched in 6 games so far this year. Every game but one, he's had multiple strikeouts. The strikeout numbers were fairly high. The only team that didn't strike out a lot against him were the Maple Leafs in that one start on June 7th.
1-2 pitch. Ross checks his swing on a pitch that was upstairs. Spencer Ross a couple games ago had his lengthy 11-game on-base streak snapped, but quickly started up a new one next game against Guelph Royals. Maple Leafs lost that game 7-4 last night. Here's the 2-2. Ross takes outside. Another good take, and the count's 3-2.
Spencer Ross, one of those players where you can have him in the leadoff spot or you can have him in that number 9 spot. And it's no disrespect to the player that he is, but it's just him in the 9 spot as well is like a secondary leadoff man.
Check swing by Ross, ball 4. He'll head down to first base. And Spencer Ross on base again. He's bounced around, as you mentioned, between the bottom of the order and the top of the order, but it just hasn't changed the way he's got on base. He just keeps doing it for the Maple Leafs. So here's Yasiel Puig. Last time he was here at Christie Pitts on Sunday, homered 3 times against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers en route to a Maple Leafs win. Went 4 for 4 last game, or that was last night, against Guelph. Puig takes outside, ball 1.
Yeah, and last night in Guelph, he did it in so many different ways, whether it would be, the big power that he can flex, or if it was just more so just punching a ball through the hole. He got on base in many different ways last night.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one misses low. Yasiel Puig hitting close to 350 on the season. And he's ahead in the count, 2-0. Pimentel's pitch. Puig taking all the way, ball 3. Well, with Spencer Ross getting on base in front of Yasiel Puig, that means that a walk really helps the Maple Leafs, even though the London Majors are not going to want to pitch a lot to Yasiel. J.J. Dutton, who's been really good for the Maple Leafs this season, is on deck. The 3-0 pitch to Yasiel. Squaring to bunt, takes a strike. Obviously taking all the way there.
Puig has walked 14 times, struck out 11. But a lot of those strikeouts felt like they came early on in the season.
Yeah, as he was still kind of adjusting to the new league. The 3-1 pitch. Yasiel hits it hard to center field, and it is gone. A frozen rope to dead center from Yasiel Puig, and the Maple Leafs take the lead.
Just such a smart hitter. Every time he goes up to the plate, he has a plan, and he is just seeing the ball so well right now. Look at this. It's a pitch low inside, and Puig just turns on it.
That took like 2 seconds to get out of the ballpark. That was unbelievable. One of the hardest hit balls we've seen all season. Didn't get more than 25 feet off the ground and cleared the fence with ease.
You know who loves that more than anybody? Yadian Martinez.
Gives him some run support. Here's J.J. Dutton, who takes high. And that just erases that swing by Maikol Escotto in the first inning. And Martinez, see if he can get back to work and get some shutdown innings. Yasiel Puig home runs have been a good omen for the Maple Leafs this season in terms of wins. Here's the 1-1. Every game that he's hit a home run in, the Maple Leafs have come away with a victory, and they just have 4 of those on the season. He's hit home runs in 3 different games.
It's that old saying, hitting is contagious.
The 1-2, strike 3 called. J.J. Dutton takes one over the outside corner. That's the first out recorded by Pimentel. I don't think there's anybody else in the league that could hit a home run quite like that.
On a line like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of players that we can see probably go power to power, maybe like distance-wise and launch angle-wise, but just solid line drives like that, it's hard to name a few.
Yeah. Marcus Knecht was swinging for the fences, swung over the top of it. Yeah, everyone here at Christie Pitts might have just witnessed something unique this afternoon. Here's the 1-1. Bounced in the dirt. Knecht takes it for a ball. So Yasiel Puig has 7 home runs on the season. Big swing and a miss by Marcus Knecht, and Pimentel gets back in the count. It's 2-2. Puig 1 home run off the Canadian Baseball League lead on the year. Here's the 2-2. Knecht swings and misses on a perfect pitch by Pimentel, and there's 2 down.
Looks like Pimentel just kind of mixed up Knecht there on that at-bat. He was expecting a fastball, and it looks like he just went straight with the off-speed.
So there's the home run leaderboard updated as of right now. Janisse, Ijo, and Yushin Ota, the only ones standing in front of Yasiel now. Although Trent Lenihan today could put his name up there at the top as well if he can put one out of the small confines of Christie Pitts.
Well, there's one player on that list who has been doing it with power, but also is leading the league average.
Line drive up the middle for a base hit. And Dennis DeBanning sees his bat starting to heat up.
Got a chance to talk with Brian Sewell before the game, and we were chatting about DeBanning last night, and he's saying his bat's starting to come around. There was one at-bat he had where he hit a ball down the left field line. It could have been a fair ball. It could have been fouled. The ump signaled foul, but if that one was fair, that was probably DeBanning going 3 for 3 last night against a pitcher in Edgar Garcia.
Yeah, and 2 doubles as well. Had another one later in the game. Yordan Manduley also red hot at the plate for the Maple Leafs. So he takes low.
Manduley has been so fun to watch at the plate, just in the sense of he'll always fake bunt the first pitch. He'll wait till he gets a strike, and then he just makes the pitchers work.
Manduley takes a strike. He's hitting .347 on the season. That was not the case in about a week ago. Riding a 6-game hit streak. The 1-1. Manduley takes a strike. Yordan Manduley still doing it at 40 years old from Holguin, Cuba. Baseball legend out in Cuba. Here's the 1-2 to Yordan. And he gets a piece of it right back to Pimentel. Easy play for him. He flips on to first, and that'll end the inning. The Yasiel Puig home run gives the Maple Leafs a 2-1 lead. We'll be right back.
Grant, the man hitting 8th today. 1 out in the inning. He's got Luther there on second. Up a little bit high there. Evens the count at once. Even at 1 out, runner on second. Allen shot, very foul, hard hit ball will make it 1-2. Logan Grant hitting 200 on the season, small sample size though, only 35 at bats on the year. 18 strikeouts to 3 walks his ledger, so the plate discipline maybe something he wants to get figured out here today.
And this is a big out for Connor Irvin.
Number 7, Starling Joseph.
2-0 lead for the Welland Jackfish in the other game going on in the Canadian Baseball League today. 2-1 Maple Leafs. Both teams scored in the first. There's Starling Joseph at the dish. First pitch from Yadian Martinez, and it's in there for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Picked in the dirt and low. Starling Joseph hitting .321 on the season for London. Takes way inside. Able to get out of the way of that one. 2-1 now. Me
and you were down at center field, setting up the cameras and stuff out there. And we both kind of looked over at the outfield and were like, yep, there's Starling Joseph.
Yeah, he's a loud guy out there, whether it's in warm-ups. You know, I remember watching him at the All-Star game. He was always drawing the attention of everybody and having fun with all the different players.
Well, you know, as you were frantically working, I was kind of just, you know, watching the players take BP, and I just looked at you and he looks like a major leaguer.
Yeah.
He kind of had that, you know, that look to him.
Yeah, 6'4", 250 pounds. He's a strong man. Homered 3 times this season, but had 10 back in the 2023 season. That was his best power year with London. And then, of course, the season before that, had 9 home runs, helped the London Majors win a championship, as this one's rocketed down the line foul. Starling Joseph has been a mainstay in the London lineup for the last 4 seasons. Joseph hits one on the ground, and it skips over the glove of Spenser Ross. That's into the outfield, which will either go down as a hit or an error, but either way, a play that the Maple Leafs would have liked to be made, and the leadoff batter is on for London.
I don't know if that was necessarily Ross or just the infield dirt there. It kind of looked like he was setting up to take it on a hop, and then the hop just went a little bit higher than he was anticipating.
Yeah, it looked like it took a little bit of a high kick right before his glove and got into the outfield, but that's kind of what happens when you hit the ball hard. Starling Joseph hit that one very hard on the ground.
It is going to go down as an error.
High chopper to Taveras, flips to second for one, on to first, it doesn't matter. The Maple Leafs turn the double play, and there's 2 outs in the inning. Yadian Martinez goes right over to Spencer Ross there and says, don't worry about it, doesn't matter.
How fun is it to watch this middle infield? Obviously, you know, Brando LaRue has been the kind of mainstay shortstop, but Crix Taveras has been filling in so nicely on the days that LaRue isn't in the lineup.
Yeah, Crix did a good job there because he knows that Eduardo de Oleo isn't the fastest runner. So instead of, you know, doing what Spencer Ross did where he had to kind of gamble on the hop and run in for it, he just waited for it, got the nice high hop, and it was a tailor-made double play for the Maple Leafs. Another good pitch by Yadian Martinez to make the count 1-1. Adam Thuss now hits this one to the outfield. Marcus Knecht going back, and it's over his head and off the wall. Knecht will get this ball in quickly and hold Thuss to a single. And London has a runner on with 2 outs.
Just out of the reach there of Marcus, but good recovery on the play. He turns immediately, reads it off the wall perfectly.
So that'll bring Jarrett Burney to the dish, hitting .301 on the year. Burney has driven in 11 runs. He'll need a double, which he's done twice this season to drive in the runner Thuss from first base. Burney, a 24-year-old out of Atlanta, Georgia, playing his first year on this London team. Here's a pickoff throw to first base. It pops to the glove of Mike Cicchetto as the runner Thuss dives back in. Adam Thuss has stolen 1 base this year. This pickoff play a lot closer. And
Yadian thought he had him.
Yadian thought he had him. Cicchetto thought he got that tag down in time. It was a perfectly timed pickoff play there by Martinez. Thus still taking an aggressive lead, not going, and that pitch is up and away. Adam Thuss hasn't been a huge threat to steal this season, but I think Yadian Martinez just thought that he might be able to catch him off guard a little bit, and he certainly did, but Thuss was able to just get back in quick enough. The 1-1 pitch, Burney fouls it off. Thuss was on the move.
Thuss got a great jump on that too. If Burney didn't have to swing, probably had that base stolen.
Yeah, even though he had that close pickoff move, he's certainly not afraid to try and be aggressive. There's the 1-2. Burney reaches and pokes one into the outfield, but this time Marcus Knecht has a routine play on it, and that will end the inning. There was a big double play that Yadian Martinez got to help the Maple Leafs get out of that inning, and then able to do it himself after the flyout. Fired up as he gets back to the dugout. Maple Leafs with a 2-1 lead.
Struck into play, might get down in shallow center. Out to get it is Gideon. He gets there in time. Nice first step there by Justin Gideon to track that baseball down. Well struck by Ian and Tone, but it's a fly out for his troubles.
Well, it was well struck. It was a line drive, and it was tailing to the third base side of the field, but just hung up a little bit and gave Gideon a chance to get underneath the ball and make the catch. So now Cristian Kuzemka coming up, and here is a man who is wearing many hats for this ball club. He's played left field, he's played right field, I think he played briefly. He's played first.
Well, Matt Brandt's going to get an at-bat for the Maple Leafs this inning, and he's been a bright spot in the lineup as of late.
Yeah, a guy that's appeared basically in every single game so far this season. Before the acquisition of Chialtis, he was the mainstay behind the dish. Last night, he finally got a time to rest his legs, but he didn't really rest. He was the first base coach for the first half of the game, and then he had to get ready to come into the game and hit in the ninth. So no rest for the wicked for Matt Brandt.
Well, it'll be Taveras who's going to lead things off for the Maple Leafs, then Mike Cicchetto, so see if they can get on for Matt. Pimentel's pitch. Taveras takes outside.
It was really interesting talking with Brian Sewell about Taveras and his bat. He kind of just mentioned that, you know, he's close. He's close to finally clicking with the bat. And it seems just early on, a lot of teams have just targeted him with the high fastball. And that has been the one thing that's kind of been his Achilles heel at the plate, is just chasing that high fastball.
Yeah, he actually started out pretty well. Had hits in his first 2 games, but it has been a couple of woefers since that. A 2-2 swung on and missed 1 and 2.
It's also just not an easy test against a really good lefty in Pimentel.
The good thing, though, for Taveras is that he's played really good defense at shortstop. So if you play good, yeah, for shortstop, and he can play pretty much anywhere. So that'll get you in the lineup pretty often if you can play good defense. Here's the 1-2. Taveras takes high. Here's the 2-2. Taveras hits a little nubber on the ground to third base. Draayers has it, whips to first, just in time.
Very good play there by Draayers at third. He recognized that it's going to be a chopper, and he could have tried the bare hand, but no, he actually stayed with the glove making the play, and it's just a quick transfer to get Taveras.
I think if you ask some infielders, they probably rather that ball just kind of stays on the grass so they don't have to deal with the hop that we saw Spenser Ross have earlier on in the game, but not a tapper like that. He had to make that throw quickly, hard, and accurate over to first. So here's Mike Cicchetto, who swings at the first pitch and fouls it off. Mike Cicchetto's entrance back into the Maple Leafs lineup pushed Taveras over to short as Cicchetto swings and misses that pitch from Pimentel.
One thing that I love about Cicchetto is that, you know, when I arrive to the ballpark, I try to get here usually about an hour and a half, 2 hours before. Mike Cicchetto is always on the field.
Yeah, the big thing about Mike Cicchetto, too, is that, you know, when I was talking to Rob Beltley the other day, he was talking about how loved he is in the Maple Leafs clubhouse as the 1-2, and this one's hit on the ground to third. Another good play by Draayers. Can he make the throw? Sure. On to first base for out number 2. I was just going to say about Mike Cicchetto, he was, even when he was injured, he was at pretty much every single game in the dugout, just staying with the team, and I think that's something that helps a lot. Good contact here. Draayers has been the MVP of this inning for Pimentel in the London Majors. 2 plays that your average third baseman may or may not make. So here's Matt Brandt, takes a first pitch strike up and in. Matt Brandt has that batting average up to .286 on the season. Brandt takes a strike on the outer half, and you just kind of shake your head there. Pimentel goes up and in with the fastball, then a breaking ball down in the way. Both perfect pitches, and Brandt finds himself in an 0-2 hole. And he's got to swing at that one. Goes over the top of it. Strike 3. Pimentel gets through a 1-2-3 inning. The Maple Leafs holding on to a 2-1 lead.
Abe, one of the most dangerous runners, if not the most dangerous base runner in the league. He was a really fun profile to look at there in all-star voting. He got my vote, and he sure did make it as a starter. Allen struck foul. Gonna make it 1-2 here early. And I mean, that's what you want here. Talk about the top of the lineup. You could not design a better 1-2-3. Abe, the great base runner. Wisner with some power. Up to Ethan Mann's big bat.
Not only that, but Wisner is probably 1-2 in stolen bases. It's the ability to steal a bunch of bases. One thing that I always like about when I'm watching the Welland Jackfish, their defense up the middle is superlative.
That one struck past the infield, lined over the head of Chris Ortega, rolls its way out into left. Einentone gets it back in time to keep Abe there at first. He singled back in the first inning, and he singles again to start the third. Remember, he was caught stealing there, though, on a great throw by Cassidy Watt. We'll see if Abe tries another one because, well, I think it's just something about those great, elite base stealers. You get caught once, you kind of want to prove you can get one back.
Well, you never go 100 for 100, so, we kind of always had a policy, run to...
Welcome back here to Dominico Field. Yadian Martinez out for another inning of work. He'll face 9-1-2 here in the London Majors lineup. Face the MVP third baseman of last half inning in David Draayers, who made 2 spectacular plays to get 2 quick outs. First pitch here by Martinez is a fastball. Gets by for strike 1. Yadian has had some traffic on the base path so far today, but it's been erased both times with double plays. He gave up the leadoff home run to Maikol Escotto, and the next batter was Zdunich. He struck out. It was a great answer back as he misses outside. Count running now 2-1 here to the Majors' number 9 hitter. Big cut at a high fastball, but just a tick behind it there was Draayers. Draayers coming into this one has been in 21 games, batting .232 on the season. Inside, and it's an off-speed, just tailing off the corner. The full count now. Fouled right to the backstop, staying alive. Yadian around that 30 pitch mark here through 2 innings. Trying to keep his pitch count low again. Maple Leafs thin in the bullpen. Ground ball pulled over to Manduley. Toss to Chiquetto's in time for out number 1. So through 2 1/3 innings so far, 2 hits, 1 run. It's the 1 earned, and he's struck out 1. And the man that gave him the earned run here is back up to bat. The leadoff man, Maikol Escotto, who raised his season batting average to .407. Again, took a really good pitch low and away over the right field wall. This time he's going to pull one into left field to Bannon giving chase. He'll be under it. That's a quick out number 2. So if you're Yadian Martinez, you're loving what you're seeing right now. London Majors swinging early. I'll bring up Zdunich, who struck out swinging back in the first. Check swing called, strike 1. So Martinez ahead with another batter. Oh, 1 just missing the corner there. Evens us up here, 1-1. Zdunich not chasing what appeared to be the off-speed on the corner. Well, we know the bullpen today for the Maple Leafs is very thin. One of the names down there that we do know is available is Luis Florentino. Martinez finds the corner there, strike 2. 2-2 to Zdunich, and it's blown away. Full count. "23 strikes to 15 balls thrown so far for Martinez. Full count. Just missing the inside corner.
First baseman number 33, Trent Lenihan.
So the big power of Trent Lenihan is going to come to the dish with the runner on first base. Lenihan hitting .413 on the year for the London Majors. He takes a strike on the outer half.
He was hit in that elbow guard in his last at-bat. It was the first pitch fastball that was high and inside.
Lenihan had a great game last time out, 4 for 4 against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. The 0-1, no one misses outside. Lenihan's hits have kind of come in bunches this season. He either gets one hit or it's like a 3 or 4 hit game, it feels like. So he's got on base once, and if he can get a hit here, that's a really good sign for the rest of the game for London.
Another really good pickoff move by Martinez there, and he got the ball right where he wanted Chiquetto with a quick tag. That's twice they've been close on a pickoff.
The 1-1, runner on the move. Brandt's throw down is a little offline. Taveras swipes the tag, but didn't get him.
So it's kind of been the new phenomenon going on with throwing down a second for catchers. You know, a lot through the early 2000s and the early 2010s, it's been throw right to the base, get the runner's feet. Now people are trying to go for that tag on the base path. We've seen it a lot in the majors. We've seen it a couple times here in the CBL.
It's a strike. It's not really as effective though, because the way that came around was like, you know, the umpire makes the call, and if you disagree, you can just challenge it. But that just makes the call for the umpire really hard. I mean, it's just going to be a 50-50 toss-up whether you get him or not, because it's almost impossible for the umpire to see those two things at once. Now one in the dirt, kicks by Matt Brandt, and it goes to the backstop, and London, all of a sudden, they got a runner on with 2 outs, and now he's 90 feet away.
If you're Martinez here, you just got to scratch the runner out of your mind. Don't worry about him and just attack this batter. Lenihan, who's, again, has been so good this year. You got to go right after him, because it doesn't get easier after him with Inoa on deck.
And there's a swing and a foul tip into the glove of Matt Brandt. He's able to squeeze it. Martinez gets the strikeout, and that runner is stranded. The Maple Leafs still holding on to the lead here at Christie Pitts.
Welland still in a very favorable spot here early, 3-0.
Real nice play there by Christian Ortega, who had to go to his right to get that ground ball. It was a nice high hop, but he made sure he took the time to plant his foot and get a good, strong throw off. Coming over from third base, it has probably a stronger arm than a lot of first basemen.
So there you see Cassidy Watt as he gets ready for Brendan Luther to take his first hacks. That one drops in low. 20 versus 20 here, Irvin versus Luther. Just correction, it is 3-0. Well, when Jack Fish, after the fielder's choice a moment ago, they did decide to take the out at home. In exchange, the bases are still loaded. That one going to miss a little bit wide again. I think if the called zone was maybe an inch bigger, I don't think Connor Irvin would have thrown a ball all day. He is just missing on the outside.
Yeah, it's been tough for him to throw consecutive strikes here today.
2-0. A little bit high again. Now 3-0 here to Luther. One more ball would bring a run home. Between base runners, batters left behind, and the guy at the dish.
So Spencer Ross is going to lead things off against Cesilio Pimentel, the 33-year-old pitcher of San Cristobal, Dominican Republic. Here's the first pitch to Ross, and that one's in the dirt. Pimentel spent some time in the Pittsburgh Pirates system and then 1 year in the Arizona system, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Since then, he's pitched in a whole bunch of different leagues, including here in the Canadian Baseball League, Mexican League, the Dominican Winter League, the American Association, whole bunch of different leagues between 2016 and 2025. Pitch to Ross is outside.
As you mentioned, back to the top of the order in Ross, and he worked a really good at-bat to lead off the ball game, which kind of teed up the Yasiel Puig 2-run shot.
Ross takes a strike right at the knees. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and it's a strike. Had to be perfect for Ross to swing at it. He took it down low.
Yasiel kind of threw his hands up there on deck.
Yeah. The 3-2 to Ross. And it's hit on the ground. And it'll be the first baseman Lenihan who makes the play, one away. Spencer Ross's strike zone is a little bit different though than Yasiel Puig, so a ball that's low for Yasiel may or may not be low for Spencer Ross as Puig comes to the plate. Here's Puig with nobody on. Takes a strike. He's been a streaky hitter. He's been a really good hitter, but I mean the home runs have come in bunches for him this year. A 2-home run game and a 3-home run game for him on the ledger. And this one is crushed to left, and he's gonna stay hot. Yasiel Puig 2 for 2 with a couple long shots, and the Maple Leafs have a 3-1 lead.
Well, you said it, 2 for 2, a couple of long shots. He's now in a tie with the league lead in home runs, and that one was clubbed out of here, outside as well. And he has so much power, he's able to turn it around and pull it over the left field wall.
That looked so easy from Yasiel Puig. And he is willing the Maple Leafs towards a victory today. Good thing for London, though, this time Spencer Ross was not on base ahead of him, so it only counted for 1. And here's a line drive down the line by J.J. Dutton. He thinks about 2, and he'll put on the brakes. Dutton aboard with a single.
It looked like off the bat, Dutton wasn't sure if that was going to be fair, foul, or caught, so he kind of just had to stop there for a second.
I mean, we're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Before this thing's all said and done, Yasiel Puig could be in the #1 spot in home runs. It really does feel like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's seen the ball really, really well right now, which is also kind of funny because we heard a lot of players weren't here early on for BP because, again, last night they were in Guelph, traveled back home. And Puig's just saying, I don't need BP.
Yeah, that he might have to make that a tradition. Here's Marcus Knecht, hits one on the ground to 3rd. That's a fair ball down the line. This one's going to roll towards the corner. Marcus Knecht is going for 2. J.J. Dutton into 3rd. Here's the throw to 2nd, not in time. Knecht has himself a double.
Oh, we see Dutton go the other way down the right field line. Marcus Knecht able to pull one that just stays fair down the 3rd base line. That's what you like to say, using the whole field to your advantage are the Maple Leafs. And we know this team has the potential with the bats. This is what we've seen really throughout the year. And if they can keep, stringing hits together here and there, hitting is contagious. And the Maple Leafs, when they are hot, they are hot.
That looked like a hanging breaking ball there to Marcus Knecht. He got on top of it a little bit, but he hit it hard down the line. And good enough for a double. So Pimentel in a little bit of trouble here in the 3rd inning. Puig hits the home run, but can't feel too bad about that. That's just going to happen when you face Yasiel Puig. And then the soft single by J.J. Dutton. And then a double by Marcus Knecht. And here's Dennis DeBanning, where you just need a single. And DeBanning's had a lot of power this year, but he's been hitting the ball the other way a lot lately. And That would work out quite nicely for the Maple Leafs in this situation. Infield is going to come in here for London. That meeting on the mound, part of that might have meant to talk about what they're going to do. I mean, it's a tough call for London. I mean, you really want to record it out here. Like a 2-run, 3-run deficit is nothing for the London Majors. They've been scoring runs like crazy lately. And they got to know, too, that, I mean, Yadian Martinez is going to be stretched out to his utmost extent this game, too. So they might get a couple of runs that way as well. Banning trying to give the Maple Leafs a little bit of insurance. Good take on a pitch low and in. He certainly thought about it. Dennis DeBanning is hungry to swing the bat here. He wants to drive in a run.
Yeah, he's seen the ball very, very well right now. I don't want to necessarily, mark this down as it, but this is. Sorry, I got distracted by the graphic. Yasiel Puig, 6 hitters away. But what I wanted to mention is I don't want to necessarily say this is a must-win for the Maple Leafs, but it kind of feels like it is, especially after the weekend that they've already had. They go to Guelph, they drop that one. You're playing a team in the London Majors where it's another top opponent, but you got to start stringing some of these games together.
First base open, the 3-0 pitch, way inside, ball 4. It goes to the backstop, but the runners are going to hold. DeBanning never got a pitch close, so he takes first. I don't think that was an intentional walk there to Dennis DeBanning. Yordan Manduley is the batter on deck, and the Maple Leafs are happy with DeBanning or Manduley coming to the plate. Not to mention that it's another matchup that doesn't favor the pitcher with the righty batter.
Well, last time up, it was Manduley who kind of hit a soft tapper right back to the pitcher. We know how good he is when it comes to the contact ability. This would be a big moment for him to kind of just lift one over the head of an infielder.
Manduley has had a tendency to hit balls hard on the ground. He's got to get one in the air here. Takes a first pitch strike.
He did hit a couple of hard fly balls in last night's game in Guelph. He carried one into the right center gap, where if he straightened it out, with the ballpark dimensions of Guelph, that might have been a wall scraper around there.
Here's the 0-1. Fouls this one off behind home plate. Manduley has also had a tendency to sometimes expand the zone because he just can hit pretty much anything. I mean, it's an 0-2 count here, but Manduley's got to make sure that he gets a pitch that he can drive towards the outfield. Taveras is the batter on deck. Oh, 0-2. Pimentel really needs a strikeout for London. Manduley fouls it off. You can see that he is making an effort to get under the baseball here.
Yeah, and it looks like he's trying to force everything over towards that right field side. There is a pretty big gap just because with the first baseman playing in, if you hit a little looper, I mean, that's down 100% of the time.
Cesilio Pimentel starting to get close to the 60 pitch mark here, facing Manduley. Only in the bottom of the third inning. Another 0-2 pitch. And it hit him. It hits Manduley in the backside. He flips the bat 20 feet in the air towards the Maple Leafs dugout, and Toronto will get another run.
Yeah, I don't think that was a showboating flip. I think it was more so
that hurt.
Really hurt. That really hurt. Words of Manduley.
Yeah, and that was just the absolute worst possible scenario for Pimentel. Let's see, did he kind of pull this ball? Yeah, he just trying to go upstairs to get the strikeout, and that's just not what he wanted. He was in an 0-2 count, great chance to get the strikeout. Instead walks in a run, and now Taveras hits one down the line. Foul. Just foul. 4-1 lead for the Maple Leafs. The hit by pitch forcing in a run with the bases loaded. Pimentel battling here at 60 pitches in the third.
Some movement happening over there in London's bullpen as well.
They should have some arms down there in the pen. I don't physically see a lot of guys down there, but I mean, they haven't played in a couple of days. This is a good game for London to use some arms. They also don't play tomorrow. Their next game is against Chatham-Kent in Chatham-Kent on Tuesday.
That's going to be a fun drive.
The 0-2. Well, it's not as bad when you're coming from London.
I think it's only 2.5 or 3.
Yeah, I think it's about 2 hours. London to Chatham.
Looks like right-hander Cirino is the one warming up.
Yeah, they've got some arms down there in the pen to pair with that great offense. 1-2 here on Taveras. And it's inside, nearly hit him. That was so close to clipping him on the elbow on the way through, and instead it's just a 2-2 count. Good job by Crix to hang in there on that breaking ball. Here's the 2-2. And it's hit on the ground, a soft tapper towards third. They're going to come home with it for one, and that's all they'll get. That's a good outcome for London as they get an out and a run does not score. Still 4-1 and 2 outs with bases loaded in the inning.
Yeah, it's a perfect scenario. You get a little tapper and you're able to save a run, not have to worry about one cashing.
All right, so here's Mike Cesilio. This is a big spot. You know, London's got arms down there in the pen. Pimentel could lock in after this inning. They need to cash in as many runs as they can here. As the first pitch is low to Cesilio. Mike Cesilio's still hasn't had 20 at-bats yet on the season. Injury sidelined him at the end of May. Just came back a couple games ago. Here's the 1-0. Cesilio takes outside 2-0. Now you got to be patient if you're Mike. I mean, you got to take this pitch, I think, right?
Yeah, just don't be aggressive here. You're in the driver's seat when you think about it. I mean, Pimentel has to come to you.
So it's 2-0. Pimentel needing to go right after Mike Cesilio here, and he swings at it and hits it down the line foul.
There's one caveat. Unless you really, really like the pitch, you think you can do damage. I think that's kind of what that one was. It was low inside on Cesilio, right in his sweet spot.
Yeah, and Mike Cesilio, he has exactly the kind of swing that the Maple Leafs want here. He can hit the ball the other way. He can hit for some power, but Mike Cesilio is best when he's hitting the ball the other way and back up the middle. 2-1 the count on him. And he fouls another one off. He tried to take that ball the other way. Big moment in the ball game here.
If you look at the dugout, Coach Yasiel's hunched over in the doorway. He's
oh, yeah.
cheering on Cesilio right now.
He's engaged. He is certainly engaged.
He was
the 2 home runs doesn't hurt.
Hands on the knees watching Cesilio. He's saying get a bigger lead over there, Crix.
Here's the 2-2. Cesilio hits one on the ground to short. Throw on to first is in time to record the out. The Maple Leafs, though, do produce. They get a run in with the bases loaded. They also got the home run from Yasiel Puig, who's still locked in as the DH today for Toronto. It's a 4-1 lead for the home set.
Biting on that outside slider. At least half of the hitters that we've seen thus far are really taking some unhealthy hacks at that pitch that just seems to be breaking off the outside of the plate. And not only that, but they seem to be opening up like they're trying to pull the ball and hit it hard. they're going to have to start to identify second time around now that outside pitch, and there it is there, is that they're going to have to start taking that ball the other way. And so Jacob didn't like that call.
You could say that for most of the offense here today. A lot of the Red Sox hitters have not been happy with some of the spots they're getting here. And Jacob's been effective consistently all the way throughout this season, but yesterday, 0 for 4 in that game versus Kitchener. That was a win. That one is struck, though. And a one-hop down. Bring that brief hitless streak to an end. He's back today with a hit in his second appearance. Lines it over the head of man. Out into right field. At least you got a batter on here if you're Brantford. The second hit of the day.
So now the replacement player, A.J. Carosas, who came in for Brody Black and is in at third base, moving Ortega to first and Kazemka out to right field, up for his first at bat.
So here is A.J. Carosas. That ball catches the bottom part of the zone here. Carosas, really big opportunity for him today. He's hit well.
Now back here at the pits, the Maple Leafs with a 4-1 lead. As you may have seen in the standings, the Maple Leafs need to win a ton of ball games to get themselves into a playoff position at the end of the year. And the problem is that the two teams that they need to catch in Guelph and Hamilton have started to win quite a bit as of late, including a win over the Maple Leafs last time out. So it's turned into the Maple Leafs need to beat all the teams that aren't to the playoffs, and the Maple Leafs need to win all those games and the one today against the top team in London. So Yadian Martinez out there on the mound, giving the Maple Leafs a chance right now with a 4-1 lead, trying to get through his fourth inning of work facing Inoa. This one's fouled off. Here's the 1-2. That one misses outside. A 2-2 pitch. Little tapper. This one's rolling down the third baseline, but it hit the batter. It hit the batter in Noah at home plate. So that one's a foul ball.
Martinez hopped off the mound fairly quickly, but Noah wasn't going anywhere after that one. Those ones hurt. Those are the stingers.
Well, it gets right back in there and faces a 2-2 here from Yadian Martinez. And that one is outside, ball 3.
I really like how Martinez is pitching some of these power bats of the London majors. He's really just trying to make them reach out and extend. And he's been doing it since the start of the game.
Noah fouls another one off. Yadian Martinez, the Maple Leafs expect him to, pitch like he has in this game this season. He's a guy with a great resume and has had some really good seasons in the Intercounty Baseball League as well. And Noah fouls another one off. The one thing, though, that he's done a lot this season is get really deep into counts. He's a strikeout guy. You look back in 2024 when he was playing for the Kitchener Panthers, he was second in the Intercounty Baseball League in strikeouts. Only Cesar Rosado had more than him. He had 91 that year throughout the season. The 3-2, and Noah swings and misses. Pitch in the dirt. Brant's got to go get it. It's going to have to be a quick throw to first, and it's in time. And Noah wasn't really running down the first baseline because he decided to turn around and argue whether or not he got a piece of that ball instead. And now Roop Chanderdad is out to talk to the home plate umpire.
Yeah, just to get a quick appeal, seeing what was the call there, but at the end of the day, it's a strikeout.
If I was a Noah, I would have taken my chances running down the first baseline there. That ball got away from Brant, and if he had been hustling, that would have been a bang-bang play at first. Starling Joseph. There's the first pitch that just misses from Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez, like you mentioned, he's a guy that has that strikeout stuff. But again, it's also a big key moment in this ball game for me that I've noticed is that he had a plan against this London Majors team, and it was stay away from the barrels of the right-handers. He made a pitcher's pitch to the leadoff man, Escotto, took it for a home run. Now, that could either shake you, or that could either, you say he just got lucky, I move on to the next guy. What did he do? He said he got lucky, I moved on to the next guy. And that's kind of why that he's been pitching so well right now. He hasn't tried to change up his approach against these hitters.
Starling Joseph hits one way in the air to left field and deep, and it is gone. Starling Joseph with a skyscraper to left center field, and London is back within 2.
Yeah, one too many right there. Off speeds. That time that one just hung right over the middle of the plate. He tried to come high and inside with a fastball. It didn't connect. You try to answer back with that off speed, and you just can't miss to a guy like Starling Joseph.
He hit that one so high in the air. I wasn't sure if it was going to have enough, but it did. It was like into the treetops out there and left, well over the wall. And it was just funny. You could see Dennis DeBanning in the outfield. He was looking straight up at that baseball as it left the yard.
That famous line from Major League. No, it's not. It's too high. It's not a home run. It's too high.
Yeah, so that's a solo shot. That doesn't hurt the Maple Leafs very much. And as you mentioned, this is another chance for Martinez to bounce back. And you wouldn't expect a guy like Yadian Martinez to be rattled about something like that. You know, we know him in Canada from playing the last 3 years in the Inter-County and Canadian Baseball League, but he's been a legend playing in the Cuban National Series. Did that for 9 seasons. So he misses outside with this pitch, and the count's now 2-2 on Oleo.
Well, I guess you could say you got 2 Cuban legends, really. Standing right there. One that's second, right behind the man on the mound.
Yadian Martinez, the other one. The 2-2, and Oleo fouls it off to the right.
Yordan Manduley, it's funny the words that the coaching staff have used is saying, man, he's so good now. It would have been so fun to see him when he was still, in that prime era.
Check swing, little tapper down the line, foul. That would have been a fortunate single or double for Eduardo Oleo, but it stayed just foul. Yadian Martinez also came into this season pretty locked in October of last year. He actually threw a no-hitter right at the end of his season.
Only Oleo would have a check swing that would go that far.
There's a swing and a miss by Eduardo, and Yadian Martinez gets another punch out.
Left fielder number 37, Adam Deuce.
So London only has 3 hits today. Martinez has limited them in that department, but the home run by Joseph and Escotto earlier in the game are the 2 runs on the board. Adam Deuce hitting 269 on the year comes to the dish.
He singled to deep right field his last time up. That was the one that went off the wall where Marcus Knecht made a really good play to hold him to his only 90 feet.
Deuce goes over to get that baseball that kicked off the backstop. Yadian Martinez at 68 pitches now. Here's the 1-1. Two outs in the inning. Martinez trying to end it right here. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, 2-2.
Everybody clap your hands.
4 strikeouts for Yadian Martinez in this start. Here's the 2-2 to Deuce. Check swing, did he go? No, says the umpire at first base on a close pitch as well. Martinez with a wry smile on his face, hoping to get that call. The 3-2 pitch. And that one just missed as well. Deuce will head down to first base. He earned himself a walk.
Patient as ever there was Deuce, and he's on for a second time today.
Center fielder number 12, Jared.
So the pitch count's going to get up above 70 here for Yadian in the 4th inning. Maple Leafs, they really need 2 more innings from him to get through this ball game. So he's got to throw a strike here to Jarrett Burney and hope that he can get out of the inning. Does. Burney fouls it off.
Yeah, this inning especially, the majors have kind of changed up their approach at the plate. They're waiting on a couple more pitches. Early on in the game, they were swinging early in the counts. Now just kind of being more patient and selective.
And Martinez has been pretty selective with his pitches as well, the 0-1. He's not walking a lot of guys. He's only walked 2 on the day, but 32 balls, 42 strikes. He's just refusing to throw the ball down the middle of the plate. 0-2 on Bernie and a check on first.
The only ball that's really gone middle was that off speed to Starling Joseph that he missed.
Yeah. And the Escotto home run earlier in the game, that looked like a pitch that was low and away that he just put a great swing on. Another check at first base, and they got him! Yadian Martinez thought earlier in the game that he could catch Adam Thuis at first base. This time he does with a great pickoff move and a good tag applied by Mike Chiquetto. The Maple Leafs are out of the inning. Have a look at this, Zach. I mean, this is just nasty stuff. Hard throw right on the money, and Thuis was just a step too far off the bag. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Sound, I could hardly hear a sound of a bat. It almost like it bounced off the plate.
Yeah, it was a weird pop.
It sounded like the ball bounced before he hit it, like a cricket swing or something. That was an odd thing.
Regardless what it was, we're back looking at 2-2, 2 outs once again. Mejia facing Gideon. That one in and wild. Runner will come home. Jonah Weisner will trot his way in for the 9th run of the day for the Welland Jackfish.
That's a shame. They got themselves out of a first and second nobody out jam with a nice double play there and then just a ball in the dirt.
So now 9 runs for Welland. Jonah Weisner accounts for 2 of them. Gideon continues to look at 2-2 here. That one is struck very far foul over the first base line.
That is as far foul as you're ever going to hit a ball to your pole side. That ball went almost over the dugout.
You can park far away here at Cockshot Park, ladies and gentlemen.
Great pickoff move by Yadian Martinez to get the Maple Leafs out of the top of the 4th inning, and now Cesilio Pimentel is back on the mound for London in the bottom half of the 4th. First batter he faces is Matt Brandt, then Spenser Ross, then Yasiel Puig, and Brandt hits one foul on the ground to first. Pimentel has thrown 68 pitches so far. The 1-1. That one's in the dirt. He's walked 2, given up 4 runs, all of them earned on 5 hits by the Maple Leafs. The 2-1 pitch. And this is a one-hopper to second. And that's going to be an easy play for the London Majors to get out number 1.
That's a good swing by Matt Brandt, but again, you just place it right at the second baseman. Nothing he can really do about that.
Spenser Ross is the leadoff hitter today for the Maple Leafs. Here's the 0-1 pitch.
Shut out, Gus. Staying on top
but
of things.
See, this, like, we're reacting to the Yasiel Puig on deck batter. Like, it's kind of a joke, but that is kind of how it's felt for the Maple Leafs for a lot this season. I mean, a lot of their offense has circled around Puig. As here's a hard line drive into the gap by Spenser Ross. That one is down for extra bases. Ross is steaming around first, and he'll get into second with a stand-up double. That ball was stung right on the screws by Spenser Ross, and he's aboard again for Puig.
Just again, that's another good at-bat by Ross. He knows the count, knows location. He just takes it where it's coming from, right back up the middle into the right center gap. Good piece of hitting.
So Yasiel Puig has just looked like an automatic home run in his first 2
he's not gonna
at-bats. So the London Majors are going to walk him. This time they had first base open. You just cannot pitch to Yasiel Puig. He was in the dugout. I mean, I think he didn't even want to come to the plate with his bat. He knew that he was going to get walked in that scenario. But here's J.J. Dutton, who had a hit in his last at-bat, so he'll try to drive at least one of them in. Yeah, that's the obvious play, but that's a really smart play by London. I mean, the lefty Pimentel against the righty Puig has just been an awful matchup for them so far today. Another righty in J.J. Dutton here. And time is called.
Something in the eye of Oleo, possibly?
Yeah, it could have been. I kind of thought there was like a bee or something like that he was kicking at that was underneath him.
You had your own little scuffle with a bee today.
Yeah.
Gotta be safe out there.
The 0-1 to J.J. Dutton, and he flares one in the air, and it's caught. Runners will hold their ground. Tucker Zdunich had to run a long way, but was able to catch it just past the infield dirt. Marcus connects to the dish with 2 outs. Maple Leafs trying to produce some offense without the assistance of Yasiel Puig here in this inning.
Well, Knecht and DeBanning on deck had 2 really good plate appearances their last times up.
Marcus Knecht hit a double. Takes inside. What did DeBanning do?
Just drew a walk. He did a really good job just working the count, and he was able just to walk in and load the bases up.
Right, first base was open at the time, and that would later lead to a run being pushed across the plate on a hit by pitch on Yadian Martinez. Or Yordan Manduley, I should say.
Getting your
Cuban National Series
Cuban,
players.
Yeah, you're getting them wrong there, big fella. Your Cuban legends, you're getting them mixed up.
1-1 now on Marcus Knecht as he swings through that pitch. Marcus Knecht took a hanging breaking ball and rocketed it down the left field line in his last at bat. Here's the 1-1. Knecht takes low. Marcus Knecht sees the batting average start to creep back towards 300, where it was at the beginning of the season. The 2-1 to Knecht, and he swings and misses. 2-2 now.
A little bit of a long swing right there from Knecht, something that we don't typically see out of him. He's usually really short and to the point.
The 2-2. Knecht swings and misses, strike 3, frustrated as he throws the bat into the dirt. Pimentel able to escape a jam, and the London Majors hanging around here trying to put up some runs against Yadian Martinez. We'll have that for you in the 5th.
Tone. I think he kind of undershot it as he was coming into second.
You got to get down early. You got to get out of the way of that throw. That's a rule.
Did a good job there to do so, and well, there's 2 on the double play. So here's Cassidy Watt. A moment ago there were no outs and he was looking at 2. Now he just looks at 1 base runner and 2 outs. Really big spot here for Cass. Oh, it drops in. It doesn't drop hard enough. Ball 1.
Now we're in a situation identical to the top half of the 4th inning where Welland had first and second and nobody out, grounded into a double play. their run scored on a pass ball. We'll see if Brantford can score their run with 2 out.
That one is up and shouldn't be playable. Out and foul over the first base line. Cass going to fix the headband. Get ready to get back to work on 1-1. Grounded out. His only other appearance here today. He's got Holmgren behind him on deck, should he be needed. That one misses. Goes behind. Wild pitch, but it's too close to the catcher for Savage to come home.
Kind of an odd coincidence there. We had a pitch, and that was the difference, is that that one went in the dirt and hit Grant in the right foot and bounced to his left.
Back here at Dominico Field, Thomas West alongside Zach Benoit. It's Jarrett Burney leading things off for the London Majors, facing Yadian Martinez into his 5th inning of work, and the first pitch is outside, ball 1.
This is going to be a really big inning for Yadian Martinez. You want him to try to go as long as he can.
On the ground, Manduley has it. Long throw to first, right on the money. Out number 1. Tough play, but Yadian Martinez will make that one every time as long as he gets that generous hop up the middle. That's an efficient out number 1 for Yadian Martinez. Martinez delivers a pitch outside. David Draayers, the third baseman, is at the dish. And swings and misses at that pitch upstairs from Martinez. The 1-1 pitch. This one's hit in the air, struck well, and it is gone. David Draayers leaves the yard, and the Majors, with 3 solo home runs, trail by just 1 now.
Again, it looked like another pitch there where Martinez just kind of left it right over the middle. And yeah, this London team, they aren't going to miss mistakes. That time, Draayers on the inside half does a really good job of getting the barrel to the ball and just pulling it right over the right field wall.
Yeah, it was hit well. The only question was if it was going to make it over the right field wall, and it certainly did. Good news for the Maple Leafs. There's been no one aboard when these Majors hitters have left the yard. The bad news is that this is a great offense that is making it close, and the Maple Leafs are probably going to need to score more. 2-0 now on Escotto. Escotto has one of the 3 home runs by London. Here's the 2-1. And this one's hit on the ground hard to third and past the diving Spenser Ross. This one's going to roll into the corner. Escotto is going to get his 2nd extra base hit of the day. And he is aboard with 1 out here in the 5th.
Yeah, really, really good hitting out of Maikol Escotto. Once again, it's just he keeps it right fair down that left field line. He has just been red hot, really. Takes one the other way in his first at-bat, and this time he goes right back down the line.
So it's going to bring the right fielder Tucker Zdunich to the dish with a runner in scoring position.
Right fielder number 27, Tucker Zdunich.
Zdunich hitting .304 now on the air. He's 0 for 1 today. close on the first pitch. Perfectly placed by Yadian.
Zdunich 0-for-1 on the day, walked his last time up. This is a scary situation, especially with the runner in scoring position of Escotto.
That pitch is up and away, 1-1 now. The 1-1 pitch. This one's hit on the ground. Manduley has it from a knee, throws on to first base, and that's out number 2.
Big out right there. You get, yes, the runner advances 90 feet, but now you just have to force just to try to get out of the inning here. It doesn't get easy because you're facing one of the hottest hitters in the league in Trent Lenihan.
Yes, he certainly has been good, especially of late for this London team. Runner at third base for Lenihan. This one's in the dirt, skips towards the Majors dugout, and that will plate Maikol Escotto, and we are tied at Christie Pitts. 4-4 on the wild pitch. Yadian Martinez spiked that one well in front of home plate, and there was not much Matt Brandt could do to block it.
There hasn't really been an inning yet where Martinez has had a clean look, but he's been able to manage, bend, not break. This London Majors team, they're going to keep attacking. They do not give up.
The 1-0, that one's inside, and they were able to escape Yasiel Puig by walking him last inning. So the Maple Leafs did not score, and then all goes to plan. They won't have to face him again, and this one is crushed by Lenihan, and that is going to give the London Majors a lead. 5-4, a towering shot over the left field wall.
Well, Lenihan mentioned he's been one of the most dangerous hitters in the league, and well, he continues to prove it right here. Another absolute moonshot that puts him into a tie for first place.
It's a 4-way tie atop the Inter-County Baseball League, or Canadian Baseball League home run leaders. And it's a 5-4 lead for the Majors. Brian Sewell is out of the dugout to chat with Yadian Martinez.
And again, this is a bullpen that isn't very deep for today's game. There is some action that you can see going on. Not a lot of arms available.
Yeah, pitch count starting to climb for Yadian Martinez too. That was pitch number 90 that Lenihan hit out of the park. This is a new acquisition for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Gerard getting loose in the bullpen.
You see down there Gerard, Florentino, DePaula. I believe I also saw Pops take off a sweater.
Right. He served his 1-game suspension last game against the Royals.
He was there in attendance, though. Did see him last night.
Did you? Yeah.
He was enjoying it. He sat with, I believe it was his wife and his dog. Just had a good time down that right field line.
Yeah. Here's the 2-0. And this one struck pretty well. Marcus Knecht is over, and he has plenty of room to make the catch in front of the warning track, and that'll end the inning. But the London Majors come storming back and take the lead. A 3-1 fifth inning powered by a couple of home runs, and it's 5-4 here at Dominico Field.
Make that single number 3 for his Sunday afternoon.
And of course, there was one smart aleck in the crowd that yelled foul ball.
I mean, you have to.
Just couldn't see that coming a mile
If I
away,
wasn't up here on a
guess,
mic, I'd probably be the one doing it. Robert Mullen, the next man up here. 2 RBI home run.
Yeah, we're still waiting for Mullen's last ball to land.
Yeah, it's well put. He clobbered one back in the third. He's up again.
Running.
That one looks similar in terms of height, not similar in terms of location. That one's out foul down the third base line.
Another one absolutely yanked foul. A lot of these well and Jackfish players are really hijacking pitches way out in front.
0-1.
Looks like Luther's going to go.
He will. Good call. Hit and run, and it's over the head of the third baseman, Carosis. Didn't quite have a chance at the play on that one. Up over his head. Another hit this time for Welland. It's a single to Robert Mullen, and it'll advance Luther off to second.
Yet another Baltimore chop, man. I tell you, time to spray some water around the home plate area. Everything that bounces within.
London Majors have gone to the bullpen. Miguel Cirino is into the game now. Cirino has been excellent for them this season, an ERA of 2.45.
He's been really good for the London Majors so far this year. Like you mentioned, the ERA at 2.459, games appeared in 14 and 2/3 innings. Just tremendous stuff out of the right-hander.
Had two really good innings on July 1st against the Barrie Bay Cats. Two and 0 now on Dennis. And now it's inside, and it hit him. He was behind the count, gets clipped on the leg, and he'll head down to first base.
That second time that Banning has been put on base. First time was via the walk, second time it was now it's the hit by pitch.
Yeah, that one stung Dennis DeBanning. He's slow getting down to first base there. I think that got him kind of maybe in the fleshy part of the leg there, and he's still trying to walk it off. So here's Yordan Manduley, Crix Taveras on deck, then Mike Cicchetto. And that one's way inside, goes to the backstop, and easy 90 feet there for Dennis DeBanning, who's probably still feeling the effects of that hit by pitch.
The last time Cirino faced the Maple Leafs, June 7th, it was 2 innings of scoreless work. He faced 6 batters, struck out 1, didn't walk anybody, and didn't give up a hit. It was 2 just clean innings.
Well, so far, he is trying to find some command. Got ahead of DeBanning, then hit him. And then that pitch was just way inside on Yordan Manduley, who's still probably shaking off that last at-bat. The 1-0 after the wild ball one here from Cirino. And it's hit on the ground and into the outfield for a base hit. Dennis DeBanning is getting the stop sign. The throw home is cut off. Yordan Manduley has a sharp hit single.
Really good piece of hitting out of Manduley right there. You shorten up your swing, just take it the other way. Rob Butler initially was giving DeBanning the wave on home, but he had to quickly throw up that stop sign. It was a good relay back into the infield.
The Maple Leafs haven't scored a ton of runs this year, so, you might be kind of influenced to try and send him home, but he probably would have been out at home plate if the throw was on line, which it was. So now the Maple Leafs will trust in Crix Taveras and Mike Cicchetto to get that run in from third. And Crix fouls the first one off onto the hill. Runner on the move. Manduley steals second. DeBanning's coming home. The throw, and he's in there safely. Dennis DeBanning steals home. And the Maple Leafs tie it up.
Demanding a little shaken up on that hand there, but it was only because the mask of Eduardo Di Oleo was just sitting right there at home plate. But they get the play on, and Demanding uses the speed, and he's in there safely.
It was not a good throw from second base. A good one, maybe they would have had him. But Dennis Demanding, he loves to be in those moments where he can impact a game like that, and his speed proves valuable for the Maple Leafs. We're tied. And we still got a runner in scoring position here in the fifth. Pitch to Taveras. He hits one on the ground. This will advance the runner to third as Inoa makes the play.
And that might not look like it was an impactful moment in the game there, but that's huge because Manduley, like we mentioned, he's at second now. That's a really good at-bat by Crixtian where you're able to just pull it and you advance the runner 90 feet with less than 2 outs.
So Mike Giacchetto just needs to hit one hard through the drawn-in infield or get a ball in the air, and Manduley will probably advance. I don't know if that was a play that the Maple Leafs had on there to try and take home. Manduley got an excellent jump and looked like he had second base stolen. And I think Dennis Demanding, we'll have to ask him afterwards, but Dennis Demanding might have just read that play and came home. Here's the 1-0. Giacchetto takes low and away. It's always tricky, though, in those first and third situations because quite often the catcher will fake like he's going to throw the ball down to second base, but then not actually throw it and then back pick the runner at third. So you have to make sure that he actually throws that ball down to second. Eduardo Di Oleo is also a very sound defensive catcher, so he'll have the confidence to throw that ball down. Swing and a miss by Mike Giacchetto on the high ball by Cirino.
I don't know, you're locked in on what's going on here, but I'm looking at the bench for the Maple Leafs. I watch Yasiel Puig basically doing wind sprints. He's gone to the bullpen, talked to the reliever in Gerard warming up. He came back, he made sure to get on his bucket, clapping, saying, let's go for Mike Giacchetto.
Hard hit ball, eats up the shortstop Escotto, still makes the play onto first base to get Giacchetto. And the Maple Leafs do not score. That was the right play by Yordan Manduley at third base there. That ball didn't get it far enough away from the shortstop to advance home.
Yeah, just an elevated fastball there on Giacchetto. He tried to get underneath it, but still just topped it a little bit. He was able to just get a little bit more underneath it. That's probably a fly ball into left center field where Manduley's tagging up and scoring.
Pitch to Matt Brandon. He hits one in the air to left. This one struck well, back to the wall, and it's going to drop onto the warning track. It popped out of the glove of the left fielder in Adam Thuss. It looked like he had made a great catch. Let's take another look at it here. He had this ball in his glove and then hit the wall and it popped out.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what it was, the impact with the wall that allowed that one to happen, but nonetheless, Maple Leafs will take it as a run does come in to score.
Yeah, the impact of the wall giving the Toronto Maple Leafs a 6-5 lead. That is a well-hit ball, though, by Matt Brandt.
That should go down as a hit and an RBI.
Spencer Ross takes a strike. Got to get on base here. 2 outs in the inning. Puig's on deck. Back and forth affair here at the pits. Pitch outside Cirino. He's been so effective, but hasn't had great command on the mound in this inning for the Majors. Here's the 1-1. High chopper. This one's to Inoa at second base. He'll be able to step on the bag and record the out, and that will end the inning. Leaves Yasiel Puig in the on-deck circle, but the Maple Leafs able to scratch across a couple of runs. Matt Brandt, a well-hit ball to give the Toronto Maple Leafs the lead.
It's a big breaking curveball that he is known for, so he's going to try and throw a couple more of those to Ethan Mann, see if you can get him to knock one into the dirt instead of barreling up like he's done all day long thus far today, and maybe even roll up a double play, even though Ethan Mann runs very well.
3 for 3 is man today. That one bounces off the dirt. Nicely blocked by Cass. Ball one to the man with 2 RBIs in today's ball game, including that big home run shot back in the first.
Yeah, he put quite a charge into that ball, that's for sure. And he has barreled up everything he swung at pretty much on this day.
Not many ball games that's not the furthest hit baseball. I think Robert Mullen may have had him beat back there in the third. That one is struck right past the infield, make him 4 for 4 on a Sunday afternoon. He's going to bring 2 runs around to score. The Jackfish open it up to 13-2. Ethan Mann's now got 4 RBIs, and he's 4 for 4. My goodness, what a day he's had.
Hang a curveball there, left it too far up. You got to get that pitch down at the knees so you can get it into the dirt. But ball came in right at the belt, and Ethan Mann is zoned out today, and he made no mistake on it.
Next up, James Smybert swings past one. 1 for 3 on the day here for him. Grounded into a double play that set up the end of the 4th inning. He's back up just an inning later.
Back here at Dominico Field, 6th inning of work for Yadian Martinez facing Starling Joseph, who took him deep in his last at-bat.
Joseph has reached both times. First one was an error at third base on Spenser Ross. The last time up in the 4th was that solo shot like you mentioned, where it was just a mile high that just kept going over the wall.
Martinez takes one outside. Here's the 1-1. And this one's fouled off at home plate. And Yadian Martinez is ahead of the dangerous Starling Joseph. One and 2, the count. Outside, Matt Brandt set a wide target there as we see the sun start to come out a little bit here at Christie Pitts. Been pretty overcast all afternoon. Here's the 2-2, and this one's skied again, but this time it's not going to leave the yard. It's Dennis DeBannon calling for it. He comes in and makes the catch in shallow left field, and that's the first out recorded of the top of the 6th.
Well, a similar launch angle by Starling Joseph in this one, but this time he's just a little bit more underneath it.
Nice job by Dennis DeManning to take charge there, and this could be the end of the line for Yadian Martinez. He's going to hand the ball over to manager Rob Butler and a new pitcher coming into the ball game when we come back.
Get ready, Chatham Cats. For the first time ever in the new Canadian Baseball League era, the 2026 All-Star Showdown is landing at Fergie Jenkins Field on the July 11th and 12th weekend. The league's top talent all in one place. Watch the full slate of skills competitions, including the popular Home Run Derby on Saturday, and on Sunday, the ultimate 2026 CBL All-Star Game featuring your favorite players for a mid-season showdown. Chatham Cats, it's our time. The All-Star weekend of the new CBL era. It's history in the making.
One batter away, one spot in the lineup from going around for the 2nd time today.
I can't imagine he's going to go too long with Noah Law after he threw a fair amount of pitches on Friday night.
This will be Gideon's 4th consecutive inning he's hit in. Walked in the 2nd, got on in a fielder's choice in the 3rd, popped up in the 4th. Still looking for his first hit here in the 5th.
Well, it's a brand new face on the mound. The OUA player playing for the Ottawa GGs in Alex Girard.
Yeah, Alex Girard, he spent 3 years at Ottawa with the GGs. He's pitching this summer with the Oshawa junior team, and last time out was June 27th. He started that ball game, went 6 innings, 1 hit, struck out 11, no earned runs. Kind of the big highlights with him, it was in 2025 with the GGs. He pitched in 3 games to a 3.46 ERA. In 2 of those games he started. So it's a lively arm here for the Maple Leafs to try to hold down the lead they have.
great to see players coming from Ontario University Athletics. It's been a pipeline that we've seen a lot in the past, and when it was the Inter-County Baseball League, obviously that's a lot tougher with just the level of baseball being so much higher this year with the 8 import spots. But the OUA and the Canadian Baseball League at the beginning of the year, there was some concern that OUA players, because it's now a fully professional league, wouldn't be able to play. They got that worked out, which was really good because there's a lot of really good players playing in Ontario for universities that have gone on to have great careers in this league. Eduardo to Oleo will take a strike. Probably the most significant name is Justin Gideon, who's playing for the Welland Jackfish now, has been one of the most dominant players in years past in the Inter-County Baseball League and was just as good playing OUA baseball. So this is a nice connection to see.
Well, I mean, look at this Maple Leafs team. You have a OUA player at third base with Spenser Ross.
Right.
And yet another league here in Canada, the OCAA, you have a player out in left field in Dennis DeBanning.
Alex Gerard's 1-1 pitch. That's foul tipped. This is a big batter for Alex Gerard to face Eduardo de Oleo for his first bit of pro action.
Welcome to the league, kid. here's a long time backstop, Eduardo de Oleo.
And he misses outside with that pitch. Eduardo de Oleo, the 32-year-old from the Dominican Republic, played in the Yankees system back in 2011, had a bunch of great years for in the Yankees system and the Arizona system, played also with Houston as he got under it and hits it in the air towards right, and it is off the wall, tipped off the glove of Marcus Knecht as well. He'll get this ball back in quickly. Boy, that was just the power of Eduardo de Oleo. Gerard made a great pitch. De Oleo got jammed and fought it off, and it went off the wall.
Well, that's a ball that just kept carrying and carrying and carrying. Knecht knew the wall was getting close, but nothing you can really do about that one. It's just a ball that de Oleo, he's so, like you mentioned, he's so strong, able to muscle it out there opposite field. And Knecht got up there, and it just looks like it hit off the top of his glove.
Almost able to make that catch. In a lot of ballparks, though, that is a routine fly ball. As now we see Adam Thuss come to the plate. Runner on at second base. Gerard misses low with the first pitch to Thuss. And speaking of guys that had a ball pop out of their glove right at the warning track, Thuss had that on a play where he collided with the wall out in left an inning ago. And now he hits one well to center field. This one is deep. J.J. Dutton back to the wall, and it's gone. Off the roof of the clubhouse out in center field. Adam Thuss has given the London Majors a 1-run lead.
Yeah, Thuss waited back on that, and it's just a moonshot right off the concession stand in center. Tremendous power out of the young man.
Another pretty good pitch delivered there by Alex Gerard. Thuss went down and got that ball in the outer half and hit it to dead center. Back and forth we go here at Christie Pitts. It was the Maple Leafs who jumped out in front in the 5th. Now London back on top in the 6th. 7-6 the score. This has been an entertaining ball game so far.
So coming into this ball game, the team leaders in home runs was the Barrie Baycats with 43. The London Majors right behind them with 34. London has now brought that total up to, I believe, 39. Yeah, up to 39 home runs as a team on the season.
Yeah, traditionally the Maple Leafs have just basically always led the league in home runs. That's just kind of how it's been. They've always been, first, second, or third when it was the Inter-County Baseball League, just because of the dimensions of the ballpark, and power is always something that they tried to prioritize. Here's the 1-1. Might be part of the reason why the Maple Leafs haven't been able to put up as many wins on the board as we've seen in years past. Here's the 1-2. This one's rocketed foul off the dugout.
Yeah, they rank bottom third right now in the league in home runs, 22 as a team.
Kyle Pops is getting loose in the bullpen for the Maple Leafs. He last pitched on Friday night here at the pits in that game against the Baycats. The 1-2 to Bernie. He fouls it off again.
Not 100% sure if he's available or not, but DePaula was down there going through some warm-ups and stretching and tossing. Not sure if that's just kind of a routine thing for him. He did pitch last night in Guelph.
The 1-2 pitch upstairs. We're led to believe that he's not available. It's kind of just Pops and Florentino, I think, left down there for the Maple Leafs.
Lenihan as well.
And Alex Lenihan, of course. Bernie has worked this to a 3-2 count. Fouls another one off. Boy, the London Majors are making it tough for Gerard to record his first out here in the top of the 6th. There have been some battles at the plate. Gerard's 3-2 pitch, and it's outside ball 4. A well-earned walk from Jarrett Burney as he head downs to first.
That's probably looks like the end of the day for him.
Now Rob Butler came out, had a couple of batters in mind, with the top of the order looming for the London Majors. Was hoping that Alex Gerard could get him those outs, but the home run, the big marker right now as Kyle Pops comes into the game for the Maple Leafs.
It is a very hot ballpark, and there's only about 10 feet of foul territory, so that a whole bunch of balls, like if you look at this field here, there is 50 or 60 feet of foul territory where pop flies can get caught, whereas you have about 10 to 12 feet of foul territory at Christie Pitch, which means a lot of balls that should be out are not outs, and so you get second chances, and then you get pitchers who don't want to throw strikes, similar to Couch. They just don't want to throw strikes. They want to nibble on the corners because they know anything they throw down the middle is likely to carry out over the fence. So we have a pitching change here. Axel Rosario in his, I believe, 3rd appearance of the season. It did not go well for him in Kitchener on Friday night, and not because he got hit around, but it was actually a bit of a scary situation where he was throwing the ball all over the place. He hit 2, maybe 3 batters, walked some, didn't last very long. So seemed like he had 2 pitches, the pitches that were all over the place and pitches that were hit. And of course, Kitchener, for the reputation of Couch, Kitchener has a team that does hit a lot of singles. And so when they were hanging in there, but it was a bit scary because Axel throws real hard. So hopefully he can get these control issues figured out, because when you throw that hard, that's when it's a little bit scary to go up there and hit.
Yeah, the big arm righty, 6'5". Rosario's first pitch misses wide there to Brendan Luther. He's been up to bat 3 times today, had the same result in all 3 singles.
Third baseman number 28, David Draayers.
Well, Kyle Pops was at the middle of all the excitement last time he pitched here at Christie Pitts. There ended up being a hit batter, and eventually there was a benches clearing incident at third base. Pop served a 1-game suspension, and he is back on the mound for the Maple Leafs, facing David Draayers, the third baseman. Here's the 1-0 to Draayers, and he hits one on the ground. Runner was on the move, so this is just going to be the out recorded at first. And now there's 2 away.
Good job there by Pops just to get the first batter he faces in the inning. And yes, the runner does advance, but now 2 outs. back to the top of the order here in Escotto, who's 2 for 3 on the day, homered in to lead off the ball game. And last time up in the 5th, he had himself a double down the line, which he later on scored. This time, ground ball over to Manduley, sure-handed. Takes his time, tossed to first in time. So the walk to Bernie doesn't affect Pops. He gets the next 2, sits them down, and we're on to the bottom half of the 6th. You're watching Toronto Maple Leafs baseball.
Get ready, Chatham Kents. For the first time ever in the new Canadian Baseball League era, the 2026 All-Star Showdown is landing at Fergie Jenkins Field on the July 11th and 12th weekend. The All-Star weekend of the new CBL era. It's history in the making.
This is wide for ball 1. Luther on first. Got a 2-step lead. We'll see if he goes for the stolen base. Hey, check him at first with that 2-step lead. He gets back in time. The man from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic is ready to deal. Here's Rosario. This is wide. Nice catch by Watt. Like you said, Portuato is there warming up. Of course, the former Welland Jackfish just a season ago. Part of that 2025 championship team. As is the entire offense.
And he just threw yesterday too, so I don't know how many pitches he'll be able to throw today. So I know that Brantford Brain Trust really wants Axel Rosario to find the strike zone on a routine basis because he does have the stuff that he can be successful at this level.
2-1.
Now back here at Dominico Field, Yasiel Puig leading things off. He'll get his first look at Cirino. Puig takes first pitch strike.
2 for 2 today, and he walked, reached base all 3 times. A little bit interesting that London is deciding to pitch to him here.
Well, nobody on base in this situation, but does represent the tying run. And Puig hits one sharply on the ground, and he is going to be retired for the first time today as Inoa makes the play.
First time retired in his last 7 at-bats. He was 6 for 6 coming into this one.
Hard hit ball there by Yasiel Puig, but it was right at the London Major second baseman. So that'll bring J.J. Dutton to the dish. Dutton hits a high chopper back to the mound. Cirino has it, throws to first, right on line, and that's out number 2.
And Dutton just out in front and on top of that one there.
Well, Cirino just cruising along now, gets the first 2 outs in quick order here in the bottom of the 6th. Mentioned London doesn't play tomorrow, but they do play on Tuesday, so any bullpen arms that can be saved is good. They'll have a rematch with the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers in Chatham. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Marcus Knecht takes it. Knecht hits one on the ground. Draayers makes the snare. High throw to first in time to get Marcus Knecht. A 1-2-3 inning for Miguel Cirino, and the Majors sticking to a 1-run lead.
And the man from Calgary, Alberta will take the 3rd walk of the inning. Everybody goes forward. And Brandon Hoope comes up looking at bases loaded.
Well, believe it or not, it is a slight improvement from Friday night, where he's only thrown one ball to the backstop thus far, and I just, like I say, he just seems to be coming from a different arm angle. His spine angle changes, his plant foot lands. He just really needs to get those mechanics locked in, because without good mechanics, doesn't matter how hard you throw if you have no idea where it's going. And so that's going to bring this game right down to a walk.
So Greg Rapp comes in, has a quick couple words with him.
So this was a quote from Marcus Knecht when he was in conversation with Noam Streifer after that Chatham-Kent Barnstormers game. He said, "I hate to admit it, but there are a lot of good teams in this league, and we played a lot of them to start the season. They showed us what the league is." And that kind of is what the start has been like for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They've had a really tough schedule, but they just needed to win some of those games against teams that are lower down in the standings at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and talking with Brian Sewell as well before this game, that was kind of his point as well. It's just this is a really good league. There's a lot of good teams, and the schedule has just been really, really difficult for the Maple Leafs to start. I mean, they started the year off right. They played Kitchener, they won 8-6, and then they kind of got run through the gauntlet with Barrie, Hamilton, Barrie, London, Welland, and Guelph. It just hasn't really been that easy early on.
Yeah, and they didn't necessarily know those were going to be the top teams at the beginning of the year, but if they end up not making the playoffs this season, I think they do gain a lot of valuable information about, what areas they would need to improve to get into the postseason. But as of right now, the players are just going out there trying to win every day and see what happens. There's still lots of statistical possibilities for them to get in, but it's more likely than not that they won't make the playoffs at this point.
I don't know if you can say the schedule gets easier in the next little bit, but because they got to face Hamilton twice in their next two games. And they finally have Brantford, who they haven't played yet this season. They play Brantford and then Barrie.
Those two games against Hamilton, though, are favorable because that's kind of the team they're eyeing up. It's them or Guelph that they're eyeing up to try and sneak in. So if you can win both against Hamilton, you gain major ground on your goal. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Tucker Zdunich. Kyle Pop's back out there on the mound. He came in relief of Alex Gerard and was able to get the Maple Leafs out of the 6th inning.
Hamilton's actually currently riding a 6-game win streak.
That's how things got away so quickly for Toronto, is that Guelph all of a sudden got really good and stayed good, and then Hamilton has been on fire as well.
The Barrie Baycats, London Majors, they've been the two teams that have just been setting the pace. We talked about it last night about the standings with Mark up in Guelph. Welland, they're sitting in 4th. They're a team that you don't really expect to be in 4th place, especially after what they did last year.
Yeah, well, they're winning 14-2 over Brantford right now in the top of the 6th inning, so they're going to gain some ground. The 3-2 pitch. This one's hit sharply on the ground. Big hop on Yordan Manduley. Not much you can do about that one. And now Zdunich's going for second, and he's in there. That's a double. It's an unconventional double, but that's an unfortunate play for the Maple Leafs second baseman, Yordan Manduley. That took a Christie of all Christie hops.
Yeah, you'll see right here on the replay. Manduley was going to backhand it, and it just took off.
Yeah, that hit something, maybe the lip of the grass or something like that. But even if Manduley had stayed on his feet, it probably still would have been over his head.
Yeah, they are marking it down as the double, which is the correct call.
Yep. Zdunich will take it. He had to really hustle to get into second base as well. That could have been a close play. Now it's Trent Lenihan, who homered earlier in the game to put himself in the lead for the Canadian Baseball League home run title. Tied with 3 other players. Here's the 0-1. In the dirt, skips away from the catcher Brandt, and it's an extra 90 feet.
It's going to be really interesting who's going to be the, inaugural CBL home run leader.
Some good candidates.
Oh yeah, you got Oda, Ejo, Ortega, Williams, and then now you have
It's going to
Puig.
be that guy though. He's just gained too much ground too quickly and has too much of a resume behind him not to. Because the thing is that he's going to put up another 3 home run game at some point this season. We're only halfway through the year.
Williams has been doing though out
Yeah.
there in Kitchener.
Malik Williams wasn't an all-star in Major League Baseball though. Who's still in his prime? I mean, he's still in his prime, but
Still has 440.
I think Puig just has too much going for him. But it would be fun to see it go back and forth all season long. Here's the 1-2 to Lenihan. Little tapper down the first baseline, rolls foul. Maple Leafs would have taken that out as the runner Zdunich, who's on third base, had held his ground at third.
Just been looking at a couple of the players in the home run race. And Yashinoda has been a fun one because all the way back dating to June 12th, he's gone a homer in one game, doesn't homer the next one. Homers in the next game after that. It's been homer, no homer for Oda.
Here's the 1-2. Check swing, strike 3. Brandt applied the tag and showed it to the home plate umpire. He agreed. So that's out number 1. Now, here's the thing. If Yasiel Puig's going to win the home run race, he's probably going to have to hit like 3 of them on the road. Because right now he's got 8 at home.
Yeah, he started hitting home runs away from
He is feasting off of
Field.
Christy Pitts. That's also one of the things that he is going from, is that what might be a flyout in another ballpark will just be a home run because he's so strong here at Christy Pitts. A great example of Christy Pitts was earlier in the game today when Eduardo de Oleo was at the plate and just got completely jammed and muscled the ball off the wall in the outfield.
Well, he also check swung and the ball went halfway in the outfield foul.
Yeah. Guys like that make the park look really small. Infield's in here for the Maple Leafs, trying to stop that run from coming home. This is a 1-run ball game and really anyone's game at this point. London trying to extend the lead. The 1-1. Inoa takes a strike. Just a perfect pitch by Kyle Pops.
The majors during their BP, I was out getting a drink at the concession stand, and the people in the booth there were basically saying, like, that's the 3rd time a ball has hit the roof and it scared us.
Blocked in the dirt by Matt Brandt. That gives your pitcher a lot of confidence when you can block those breaking balls in the dirt. So 2-2. Now on Inoa, Pops could really use a strikeout in this situation. Inoa lines one into the outfield for a base hit. That's going to give the Majors a 2-run lead here in the 7th.
That's just really good hitting out of Inoa. He shortens up and just pokes it. A little flare in the right field.
So there you go, London able to cash in that run from third base, and Noah now at first. And here comes a guy with a ton of power that hit a towering home run earlier in the game in Starling Joseph. 321 on the season, 1 for 3 today. His home run was a solo shot. And that pitch in the dirt, that one got away from Kyle Pops, was way outside. And now the runner in Noah is in scoring position. Luis Florentino is the next man up for Toronto in the pen. The 1-0. Swung on and missed by Noah takes his lead at second base, being held on loosely by Manduley. Here's the 1-1 to Joseph. Swung on and missed, 1-2. Kyle Pops, even though the run has come in, could still use that strikeout here. Gets a sign from Brandt. Now the 1-2. And Joseph able to fight it off. Kyle Pops is 20 pitches into this outing.
So far, really good at bat by Starling Joseph, just really challenging Pops here to make a perfect pitch.
The 1-2. Fouls it off again. It feels like Pops can't throw it anywhere without Joseph getting a piece of it.
I'm looking at the swings that Joseph has right now in this breaking ball, and he is just sitting fastball, adjusting perfectly.
Another 1-2 pitch to Starling Joseph, and he swings and misses, strike 3. Kyle Pops had to wait a little while, but he finally gets the punch out of Joseph.
Got to give props there to Kyle Pops. Joseph was clearly expecting the fastball, and he was just adjusting to the off speed every single time. And he just finally said, I have to be getting a fastball here. And that time, we're not able to adjust. Didn't think Pops was going to go right back to the well for a third consecutive pitch.
348 hitter Eduardo de Oleo takes a huge swing at that first pitch from Pops, which was way upstairs.
Last time up for de Oleo, it was that kind of jam shot that carried all the way to the wall.
Here's the 0-1. In the dirt, Brandt able to block it. If he can get on base, Adam Thuss has had a nice day at the plate, 2 for 2, a couple RBIs, and one of them's a homer. The Oleo now trying to drive in Inoa, who's still at second base. Here's the 1-1. And Pops has a look at the runner at second. Taveras was holding him on for a moment and then retreated back to his position, so Pops just kept the ball with him on the mound. Here's the 1-1. Big swing by Oleo, fouls it off to the Maple Leafs dugout. RBIs on the season for de Oleo, but he's not going to get one here. Kyle Pops gets him with the breaking ball. Well, Pops allows one, but it certainly could have been more. Got 2 big strikeouts to get himself out of the inning, but the Maple Leafs trail by 2 here to London in the 7th.
And at this point, I think think of that Chatham Kent ball game there, Brian, on Canada Day. Like, if that game had once it was 8-7, Brantford's coming back. If that had got called due to rain, you're like, there's more on the table, right? This result probably should have gone the other way if it gets called. This one, I think even a couple of the Red Sox guys are like, all right, let's regroup. Let's get set for next week. We put some good baseball out there. We played quite well against Kitchener in both the loss and the win. Let's maybe set up for the rest of the way to the All-Star break and post-All-Star break. Everything seems to change in the CBL.
Yeah, it's you're going to need some rest for the guys. It's been a busy time. Like I said, 4 games in 5 days. They've got tomorrow off. I think they practice on Tuesday. And their next game, I think, is Thursday night in Kitchener. So they'll be happy to have 3 days off, especially the pitchers.
Yordan Manduley due up this inning, and this is what he's done this season. Zach, the batting average was below 300 for a little while. It's climbed to 347 at the start of today, and he's really starting to find his groove.
Yeah, highest batting average on the team, and it's just been a really, really good job the last couple of games out of Yordan Manduley. He has multiple hits in his last 4, and he continues to just be a really solid option here on the offensive front.
First, it'll be Dennis Devanning trying to get on base for Manduley. Devanning was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. And that one nearly hit him as well, but it was inside. And a strike fired by Cirino. Miguel Cirino has pitched 2 innings so far, given up a couple of runs. And Devanning takes another perfect pitch over the outside corner. Pimentel was the starting pitcher, gave up 4 earned over the first 4 innings. Here's the 1-2, and Devanning hits one on the ground into the outfield for a base hit. Devanning with a sharp hit single to lead off the 7th.
2 for 2 on the day for Devanning. He's reached all 4 times. He's gone up to bat. Once was 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, and 2 singles.
The 2.5 ERA for Miguel Cirino has now climbed above 3 in this outing here against the Maple Leafs. And they're trying to make that increase even more with their veteran second baseman, Yordan Manduley, at the dish. Here's the pitch from Cirino. Manduley hits a chopper off his foot, foul. Looked at the umpire, pointed down at his foot, showed a little bit of pain just to make sure that he knew.
I don't know if he had to show the pain. He kind of just immediately knew it hurt him.
Looked like it went right off the top of his front foot. Taveras is the batter on deck.
Maple Leafs still very much in this ball game. They just got to have a big timely hit late here.
Yeah, for the Maple Leafs, with where they are in the standings, any ball game that they're in, they just got to 100% go for it. Just play to win all the time. They've played well against London this season. I mean, they've blown them out in the last time they faced in London, but had that 7-2 victory where they just played an all-round, really perfect game at home. That was earlier in the season. Here's the 0-2 to Yordan Manduley. And he takes high.
Well, all their runs coming against Pimentel, and they're the only team that have been able to put up more than 5 runs on him.
Yeah, he's had a pretty good season. He hasn't pitched great against the Maple Leafs. Now, that start did come here in Toronto, and as many know, the mound in Toronto is a little bit different than some of the others. They're all unique, but Toronto's mound is certainly the most exaggerated. Here's the 1-2. Yordan Manduley skies this one in the air. He struck it well. It's deep into center field, and it is gone! Yordan Manduley ties the ball game for Toronto.
One of those swings where the ball just kept on carrying. You see it. He's pointing to the bullpen. They absolutely love it. He got his hands inside on the ball, was able to get enough barrel to it. Give credit to Escotto for giving it a run, but it just kept on carrying.
Wow, Yordan Manduley able to power that one into the outfield. It was really high. The wind is blowing slightly out towards center field. And lots of fist bumps all around for Yordan Manduley. Tie ball game. This has been a thriller here in Toronto this afternoon.
His 3rd home run of the season. The Cuban legend, he still got it.
Yeah, 40 years old, and he's able to muscle a ball out of the park like that. Cristian squaring to bunt, takes a strike. He thought it was inside. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And Taveras hits one in the air to center field. This one is deep, and it is gone! Taveras to dead center field, and the Leafs are back on top.
Well, Brian Sewell was saying, Taveras is close. We feel that he's close, and finally he comes up with a big-time swing. He gets the hands in, and he gets underneath a high fastball that he can just smash right into that left field Brewery tent.
That baseball just went and ordered a hot dog out there in center field. Much to the surprise of the people lined up to get their lunch. 9-8. Nobody has hit Miguel Cirino like the Maple Leafs have in this outing today. This is not what the majors expected when they put out one of their top bullpen arms.
The most runs Cirino gave up in a game this year was his debut, and that was against the Guelph Royals. He has given up a boatload here today, which has allowed the Maple Leafs to take a 1-run lead.
Now, he is being asked to go a little deeper than usual, but that's 5 earned runs given up here against the Maple Leafs. He's 32 pitches into his outing.
Pitcher warming up over in the London Majors bullpen is lefty Dustin Davidson, who has been another one of their shutdown guys. He's appeared in 11 games, 14 innings pitched, 1.29 ERA.
London thinks they can absolutely win this game still. You know, 3 spot or not put up here in the 7th. They've still got 6 outs to work with, and they will take their chances against the Maple Leafs, although now Toronto has got through 7 innings pitching-wise, and they can turn things over to Luis Florentino if they like.
He was getting loose.
6 out saves are very much in Florentino's repertoire.
Florentino's with his 2 coaches. It looks like Puig and, oh, not Puig, sorry. That's Yadian Martinez and DePaula down there.
He looks like he's ready to go as soon as the Maple Leafs are done with this inning.
And give credit to Kyle Pops coming in and doing what he did. Really good shutdown work out of number 44.
The biggest thing was Kyle Pops helping the Maple Leafs get out of the 5th inning. They brought in a rookie pitcher. London was getting to him, and he came in with a runner aboard and got out of the inning, stranded him.
Everybody clap your hands.
Like Giacchetto in a 2-2 count. Swings and misses, and Cirino gets his first punch out of the inning.
It was a very quiet day for the bottom of the order here in this one. And then Taveras, I mean, the loudest swing of the day.
What a shot to center field. I mean, it was well over the wall, and it was way up there. So that might have been the last batter for Cirino. Roop Chanderdat might have came out and told him, this is your last guy. Top of the order is now coming up for the Maple Leafs. Spenser Ross, Yasiel Puig looming. And it looks like it's Davidson who's going to come into this game for the majors.
That one set up, back, and foul. Yeah, he was signed by Brantford on June 30th after being released by Kitchener on June 26th. I believe he was the roster spot that Kitchener swapped for Nick Hoyt a few days later.
Don't think it was working out real well for Charlie and Kitchener, so sometimes it's just a good idea to go try it out somewhere else.
Also acquired to Brantford from Kitchener, Elian Serrata. A reliever we still have yet to see here. That one is chopped, but just foul. Serrata, one of many going to be on this roster from Santo Domingo here in Brantford. Usually wears 30. He'll have to swap jerseys when he makes his debut here in Brantford, as Axel Rosario, who we saw earlier, wears that number. And the upset's still on. Toronto now leads 9-8 at Christie Pitts. That one is struck well. Towers puts it through the infield. First at bat, first RBI wearing the red and blue. What a strike by Charlie Towers. That was a heck of a swing.
Watch out now. You know, it's funny. I thought I saw Lucas Bateman out there coaching third base, and so that explains Charlie Towers' presence.
Some excitement in the YouTube chat there for Mr. Towers, who makes this ballgame 17-5.
Already a fan favorite.
Here is Jacob Cantor, speaking of fan favorite. They'll give him a ball that broke very wide. 0-1.
Well, the London Majors want to stop the bleeding right here, so they have turned to one of their best relievers in Dustin Davidson with an ERA just over 1. And the Maple Leafs, in turn, they had Matt Brandt coming to the plate, but they don't want the lefty facing the lefty Davidson, so they're going to go to Kurt Gibson off the bench.
Yeah, they go with the rookie, 25-year-old out of, I believe it's Haida Gwaii, British Columbia.
And the first pitch is low and inside. So this is great because the Maple Leafs early in the season couldn't do this because they didn't really have a backup catcher. Now they can. They like this matchup for Kurt Gibson. Let's see how it plays out. Good pitch there from Davidson in there for a strike.
Well, you look at the frame, 6'6" lefty on the mound here for the Majors. And look at the kind of closed off body he has towards first base. For a lefty, this is a nightmare. He hides the ball so well. And he's already all the way over on the first base side of the rubber, so it's just, it looks like it's coming right at you if you're a left-handed batter.
2-1 the count on Gibson. Swings and misses, 2-2. Spencer Ross is on deck, 1 out here in the inning. The 2-2 from Davidson. Gibson hits a high chopper on the ground. Draayers can't make the play. This one skips into the outfield. Kirk Gibson looks like he's picked up his first hit as a Maple Leaf.
Yeah, chops that one down and just hustles it out. It was a tough play for Draayers or Inoa over there at short to try and get to it.
Yeah, Escotto, the shortstop there. It looked like they had a bit of a miscommunication as Draayers crossed in front of him. So that's not how the Maple Leafs drew it up, but it worked. A pinch hit single for Kurt Gibson as Toronto tries to add on here in the 7th. Spencer Ross takes strike 1 on the inner half. Trying to bring Yasiel Puig to the plate again. Spencer Ross. And Spencer Ross lines one into the outfield, but it's right into the glove of the Majors left fielder, and that's the 2nd out of the inning, but Puig will come to the dish.
Seeing if they were going to signal at all, but nope, they're going to pitch right to him.
Yeah, this is a tough call. You've got Gibson at first, but a really good singles hitter in J.J. Dutton on deck.
They did retire Puig last time up. He grounded out to 2nd.
And Puig ducks out of the way of it, and home plate umpire calls it a strike, and Yasiel Puig was disturbed by that.
Look at Davidson, though, on the mound. He is right back and already ready to throw the next pitch.
The 0-1, Puig swings and misses. He was guessing, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, we haven't seen Puig take a wild swing like that really at all this year.
Yeah, we've seen him reach at pitches outside, but he was fooled on the timing. Does Davidson have him right where he wants him? Here's the 0-2. Puig wouldn't chase again. Two homers on the day for Yasiel Puig. Had a hat trick a week ago. And Puig fouls it off, got that ball right in on the hands and took a half swing at it. One and two. Both homers that Puig had today came off the lefty, Pimentel. Here's the 1-2. outside, ball 2.
So I thought I saw it. Puig pointed to center field and nodded at Davidson.
Oh, he just called his shot.
And that was right before the foul off.
All right, here's the 2-2 pitch. In the dirt, goes right between the legs of Yasiel, and it's a full count. It does certainly look on the replay like he pointed out to center field. He might get his pitch here. Full count. Does Davidson want to test it? His pitch to Puig, and it's behind him, and it hit him. Wasn't even thinking about it, and Yasiel Puig with kind of a sarcastic walk back to the dugout as he hands his bat off and takes his base. You know, that might have actually hurt Yasiel a little bit. It hit him right in the back of the leg.
He's going to take a little bit of a walk down there first.
Yeah, well, what he just grabbed there, he went up and grabbed the ball that ricocheted off of him. So he's at first base now. Davidson got to 2 strikes, but as soon as Puig got back in the at-bat, he was having none of it. Now a one hopper right back to the mound, and that's going to get the London Majors out of the inning. But the Toronto Maple Leafs take the lead, get in a little deeper into the Majors bullpen, but Davidson able to stop the bleeding here in the inning.
Welcome back, baseball fans, to Arnold Anderson Stadium in lovely Brantford, Ontario, for some Sunday afternoon baseball. It's the Welland Jackfish that continue to lead this ball game big, 17, but now 8 for the Brantford Red Sox. They closed that lead by 6 just an inning ago. There's the score. Out of town's only one around the league until the rest of the ball games start here later tonight. It is 9-8 Toronto Maple Leafs. That is a ball game. Talk about what that would mean for that whole clubhouse on Toronto's side in London. Again, any loss at this point in the season, how competitive it's been at the sharp end of the standings. Well, and Jackfish fans want to see a London loss there.
Well, you would think everybody outside of London would be hoping for a London loss there because of how tight the standings are. And
so here is Brendan Luther up for his 4th time today. Has not had an out recorded against him. 3 hits and a walk. As he now faces Portulato. Portulato low off the dirt. Not into the glove of Watt. Rolls behind him to the fence. 1 apiece. As both sides batted.
Left fielder number 37, Adam Thuss.
Adam Thuss is going to lead things off against Luis Florentino, who is looking for a 6-out save. He's pretty much the closer for the Toronto Maple Leafs. First pitch from Florentino, and it's on the outside corner, but just outside for ball 1.
Toronto wastes no time. They go to their big gun at the back end of the bullpen in Florentino.
Now the 1-0 pitches, misses outside. Luis Florentino has got fastballs that we've calculated up to 95 miles an hour. That's his best pitch.
He's basically been perfect all year long. The only blow-up was in Barrie. He went 2 1/3 inning, giving up 4. Other than that, it has been just perfect stuff.
Yeah, that game was in Toronto. That was the grand slam that he gave up with the bases loaded.
1 blemish. That's it.
Yeah, 1 swing pretty much. 3-0 here. Doesn't want to walk the leadoff hitter. And he will not. A strike on the outside corner.
Thuss has had a pretty strong day at the plate. He's 2 for 2, and he's also walked, homered last time up. That was the go-ahead homer at the time. We've had a lot of lead changes here in this game.
The 3-1. Ball 4. leadoff man is aboard, and that leadoff man is the tying run for the London Majors. Maple Leafs haven't been able to push Florentino into a lot of these really high leverage situations, but this is the biggest moment that he's had yet in this season.
So far, there's been 6 lead changes in this ball game.
Yeah, it's been wild. Just when you think someone's going to run away with it. I mean, the Maple Leafs had a 4-1 lead. I think that was the biggest lead that anyone had all game. Bernie scoring a bunt. It kicks out of the, actually,
that was the thumb guard.
Dionysius Chialtis, by the way, is the new catcher of the game for the Maple Leafs. It looked like the ball kicked off his glove, but yeah, his thumb guard just came flying off.
Looking at the only other game going on right now, it's Welland and Brantford. Top 7, 17-8.
Yeah, Brantford's actually scored a bunch of runs.
Yeah, Brantford is they're trying to make a comeback.
This one's popped up. Florentino makes the catch, and they'll get the out. Great play by the big man. Dionysius Chialtis comes over and gives him a hug.
Yeah, the first things first, you got to make sure he's okay, which it looks like he is, but
that was a great catch coming off the mound.
It's what they say. Pitchers are athletes too.
They're going to come and check on Florentino. He was a little slow to get up, but he did get up quickly. Enough. I remember what have been a couple years, probably 2 years ago now, Dustin Richardson, who was another big man who was on the mound for the Maple Leafs, made a crazy diving catch similar to that. And Luis Florentino has kind of moved into the role that Dustin Richardson held for so many years, the guy who throws really hard that can come out of the bullpen and shut down anybody. That's been Florentino's role.
Third baseman number 28, Draayers.
One out in the inning. Florentino makes a great play to help himself out and now faces David Draayers. Pick-off throw to first base. Pretty close, but not quite in time. Adam Thuss over there at first base. You'll remember Thuss has drawn the ire of a couple different pitchers in terms of pickoff moves. He's on the move. Chialtis' throw down is right on the money, and he's out! Welcome to the ball game, Dionysius Chialtis. A perfect throw to gun down Thuss.
Well, DC does it again. A great throw down, and that's a huge out number 2.
It couldn't have been more perfect. It was right there for the tag to be applied. I mean, Taveras didn't even have to move his glove after catching that baseball. That's a huge out. That was the tying run that's on base. And although Adam Thuss has had a great day at the plate, on the base pass hasn't been so good. He got picked off once, and now he's been thrown out in a spot where, I mean, Draayers just had to turn the top of the order over, and they'd have a good chance to score. Now this inning looks pretty harmless. Draayers did have a big swing, though, in his last at-bat, homered over the right field wall.
Big moment in this game, though, was that throw out there from DC.
Oh, yeah. Here's the 2-1. Draayers lifts it foul off to the left. I mean, to make a throw like that, too, he had one throw down. It was the warm-up throw after Luis Florentino was done pitching. That was his second one. Perfect.
Yeah, just absolute dot.
2-2 pitch upstairs, full count. If you're Florentino here, you got to go after Draayers. I know he hit the home run last time out, but he's hitting 237, and you have a fastball that's in the 90s. Here's the 3-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Went to the fastball and froze him. The Maple Leafs need 3 more outs to take down the London Majors, and they'll try to tack on some insurance runs in the bottom of the 8th.
Here last year for the team, he was awesome, and we were really happy to see him get to take the trip off to Welland and have a chance at a championship. that he brought home for that side. One of many great pitchers from last year's team to come back this year. He was always a great personality as well. Great veteran here, and
yep, absolutely.
Really made a lot of good change, I think, especially for the starters and those big, even the relievers that have taken a big step up here to become starters in 26. That one low and in the dirt. So a full count now. Andrew Savage looking at. Really big spot here if he wants to keep it rolling after the 6 runs that were scored in the 6th inning. That one is struck. Ooh. Very hard, but very foul. At least keeps it alive here, though. Nikai and Intone on deck. Then we expect to see Kazemkop behind him as well. That one up in the air. That one should be playable for the defense. Shallow, though. The left fielder. Abe gets under it. Makes the grab to record the first out. Savage, if that one came down, he would have been back above 400 batting average for the season. Unfortunately, just drops in for the first out.
Yeah, just got under that. He hit that previous pitch so hard, but well located on the 3-2 pitch.
So here's the lefty, the man from Naperville, Illinois, Nikai and Intone. That one's in for strike one. This man,
Marcus Knecht leading things off for the Toronto Maple Leafs, looking for a bit of insurance here against London. They've got a 1-run lead. Dustin Davidson back on the mound. He helped the Majors get out of the 7th, and a swing and a miss on the first pitch by Marcus Knecht.
He has been lethal right now on the mound. It's just showing why he's been one of the more dominant relievers in the league.
Knecht swings and misses at another one. This one fouled off, remains 0-2. One and two now on Marcus Knecht, facing the lefty Davidson. Knecht fouls this one off as he continues to battle here against Davidson.
This is a really good fight out of Knecht. After last at-bat, or 2 at-bats ago, he was really frustrated with how he was swinging the bat. Came back in his last at-bat, grounded out, and now putting up a really good fight.
Another 1-2 pitch. It's fouled off. Maple Leafs have mustered 12 hits today against London Majors pitching between Pimentel, Cirino, and now Davidson. Dustin Davidson's at 17 pitches. And Marcus Knecht pops this one up again, but I think he's going to be safely out of play. Yes, just barely. Marcus Knecht is making Davidson work in this at-bat. Another 1-2. Knecht fouls it off. This one's hooking towards foul territory, and it's going to stay in play for Lenihan, the first baseman. Almost Marcus Knecht able to foul another one off.
Yeah, he fought, but Davidson just made some terrific pitches.
So that'll bring Dennis DeBanning to the plate. He's had a great day, 2 for 2. Walked, hit by a pitch, stole a base. That was of home plate. And right now, that's a big run that he came in to score. Manning takes strike one, kind of leaned back from that inside pitch.
He's feeling good at the plate. You can see it in the way he's approaching every at-bat.
Here's the 0-1. DeBanning rips one down the line, foul into the Leafs bullpen. That one hit the hand of Yasiel Puig, who was trying to make a play on it.
Yeah, he tried the slick moves, just missing it though.
Yeah, Puig's the DH today, so he's been touring around.
He's been everywhere.
Yeah.
That's a safe way to put it.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. DeBanning fouls another one off. Draayers continuing to pound the strike zone here in the 8th. The 0-2, DeBanning fights it off, and it's hooked into foul territory again. Dennis DeBanning has got the batting average back up to .294 on the season. Another 0-2. Outside 1 and 2. Yordan Manduley is the batter that's on deck, and this has been a strong part of the order with DeBanning and then Manduley. They've combined for 4 hits between the two of them. And Yordan Manduley has a big swing, homered in his last at-bat. He's got 3 RBIs on the afternoon. The 0-2, and Dennis DeBanning hits one well to left, and it is caught by Thus. A jumping catch up against the wall to retire DeBanning.
Was going to mention that him and Manduley have been up to bat a combined 8 times. They've reached base 7 times combined. That time, though, Adam Thus just absolutely robbing DeBanning. If you're Dennis, do not hang your head about this. This was a tremendous hit. It's just an even better defensive play.
Yeah. Bit of redemption for Adam Thus as well. Had a ball that popped out of his glove that he thought he'd made a catch on a ball hit by Matt Brandt, and that one was an excellent 5-star play in the outfield. And Yordan Manduley strikes one well. This one's dropping, and Thus can't get to this one. It bounces into the outfield, and Manduley will hold his ground at first base. He's got himself a single.
Third hit of the ball game. Manduley, he's just having himself a day.
All right, Taveras also homered. He went back-to-back with Yordan last inning. That home run is right now the winning run for the Maple Leafs. Taveras swings and misses at the first pitch from Draayers.
This is going to be a very tough at-bat for Taveras, a really good lefty, and it's just going to be uncomfortable.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, and he was taking all the way, and it's a strike. Might have got something in his eye. I think he just kind of backed out of that. Timeout called now by Taveras as he tries to get whatever flew into his eye out. Another strike from Davidson, though, and the count's 0-2 again.
It was very low stakes.
And Taveras pops one foul back onto the hill. Get that one straight back. Davidson just keeps throwing strikes, but the Maple Leafs are really getting the pitch count up there. He's at 30 now. The 0-2, runner on the move, and this one's hit right back up the middle into the outfield for a base hit. The Maple Leafs will have runners on first and third as Yordan Manduley with a heads-up play to advance the extra 90 feet on the sharp hit single by Taveras.
What a way to win that battle, especially against Davidson. Taveras hung in there with every single pitch, and he gets rewarded with a line drive right back up the middle.
Mike Cecchetto comes to the dish now. First and third, 2 outs. The Maple Leafs, they could really use this insurance run if Cecchetto can find himself a base hit.
This is a massive moment in this ball game.
Meeting on the mound here with Davidson. They try to come up with a game plan to get Mike Cecchetto out. First pitch to Cecchetto in the dirt, and it's going to go to the backstop. Here comes Yordan Manduley, and he will score. And the Maple Leafs get a huge insurance run here in the 8th.
Massive, massive run there for the Leafs, but job's not done yet. You still have a runner in scoring position now at second base.
Well, now a single by Mike Cecchetto could give the Maple Leafs a 3-run lead. That should be plenty of insurance for their closing pitcher in Luis Florentino. Here's the 1-0 pitch. If Yordan Manduley wasn't on the move on that single by Taveras, that play would not have happened. Here's the 1-1 now from Davidson. And Mike Cecchetto flares one down the line, and this one is foul. By about, what would you say, Zach, 4 feet foul down the line there?
Yeah, just foul. Did a good job of staying with the pitch and hitting it the opposite way, just a little bit behind it.
That would have been plenty to score Taveras. One and two the count now on Mike. Mike Cecchetto takes outside. Davidson's 2-2. Cecchetto rips it foul off to the left.
Heads up to all the employees working down that left field line.
What are you looking at there, big dog?
The website, some hidden gems in this website. I kind of got lost looking at all the the awards and everything. I didn't realize they inputted everything dating all the way back to 1927.
Yeah, I saw you scrolling back into the archives there.
I got taken away by the name James Lefty Hill.
Yeah.
Some great names.
Here's the 2-2. I hear he threw with his right.
Oh, you're awful. That is horrible. That is horrible.
He's a right-handed pitcher.
Terrible.
Full count on Mike Cecchetto, who has been battling in this at-bat. Almost had himself a double down the line. It was just foul. And he fouls another one off, and that time it looked like it hit someone, one of the Maple Leafs employees. Looks like she's all right.
Got to do what you got to do for social media.
No kidding. Another 3-2. And Cecchetto rips it foul down the line again. Davidson just keeps going inside, and Cecchetto is just comfortable getting to that pitch. Davidson certainly has him in swing mode right now. Escotto takes a bit of time, now steps back into the box, stands very close to the plate, and Davidson trying to take advantage of that. Full count pitch again. And Escotto, just a little excuse me swing. Wasn't sure if he wanted to swing at it or not, so he fouls it off.
Just staying alive, that's what you like to see.
Now Mike Escotto is going to call time. He's got something in his eye. The rhythm of this long foul ball filled at bat broken up a little bit. Well, Davidson continues to find the strike zone. Can he do it again? Escotto's good with that pitch. He'll foul it off all day long.
Shout out to the social media crew. They had to move. They were there again. They would have got smoked.
He's going to keep hitting it down there if Davidson keeps throwing that pitch. And Mike Escotto hits this one on the ground into the outfield for a base hit. This is going to score another run. The Maple Leafs take a 3-run lead. Mike Escotto comes through with the RBI single. Taveras scores. It's 11-8.
Great at-bat by Escotto. He fought, and he finally was rewarded. You'll love to see it.
Mike Escotto, that's got to be a feel-good hit for him over there at first base, and it is a big one for the Maple Leafs. Well, Dionysius Chialtis will come to the plate for an at-bat. Wow, I mean, Davidson just hasn't given up a lot of runs this season. He has gone scoreless in the majority of the outings that he's had.
This is the most runs he's ever given up.
Maple Leafs have got to some good pitchers. I mean, Cirino and Davidson. The 0-1 to Chialtis. A rare ball thrown there by Davidson as he misses outside. The 1-1. Chialtis hits it right back up to the middle. Great play by Escotto. Whips the throw to first, not in time. That was a huge pick at first base by Zdunich or Lenihan, I should say, just to make sure that ball didn't get away. That's a base hit for Chialtis.
How about that for Chialtis? You just line a ball right back up the middle, and that's going to be the end of the day.
Dustin Davidson's throwing 46 pitches. I mean, he's throwing 46 pitches to get not very many outs, and it wasn't for lack of good pitches. The Maple Leafs just fouled off a ridiculous number of pitches against Davidson. He didn't pitch bad. The Maple Leafs hitters just had really good at-bats. So a pitching change. This looks like Skylar Janisse by the yellow shoes that make their way up the mound. So we'll have more on that when we come back in a moment.
Strike not only to end the inning, but just given the context of how this at-bat has gone.
Absolutely, and so it wouldn't surprise me if he comes with the curveball here at 3-2.
Will Gideon sit on it's the question. Inside, it hits him. He absolutely whips the bat at the dugout.
Well, there's your walk.
So Greg Rapp will welcome up Brendan Luther. 3 for 5 on his day. Pardon me, 3 for 4 with a walk. There's so many walks in here. It's throwing off my stat keeping. Looking behind, Robert Mullen. Robert Mullen is still the man on deck. He's today's DH. I thought he might be a potential spot. They sub 4. Looks like he will still hit. Drops in for strike 1.
New pitcher of the game is Skylar Janisse, trying to get through this long, not necessarily batter-wise, but time-wise inning here in the 8th for the Maple Leafs. And Ross bunts one foul down the line. There's 2 outs in the inning, so Ross was trying to get himself a base hit. Skylar Janisse is the closer for the London Majors, but he's coming into this game just trying to end the 8th. Janisse, an ERA of 5 even on the season. The 0-1 pitch. That one misses. Skylar Janisse got through a scoreless outing 2 days ago against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. The 1-1 to Ross. And he hits a line drive into the glove of Inoa at second base, and that'll end the inning. But the Maple Leafs get huge insurance runs. They lead 11-8. 3 outs remaining for the London Majors on the other side.
In the Canadian Baseball League, the teams put up 20 in back-to-back games. So here is Robert Mullen up for the 6th time today as today's designated hitter, Aiden Armitage. Now out of the dugout here to come talk to Greg Brack, because of course Greg cannot mound visit himself. Would create a paradox. Getting confirmation here, my director says no, not possible.
Well, it's a good opportunity to go out. It's been a fairly lengthy inning for Greg. When you start getting up in around the 30 pitch range, it's time to go out and visit your pitcher and give him just a little breather.
So if you want to talk about, Welland as a team, as a composition, 2 home runs there today, the big one for Mann, the big one for Robert Mullen, but they will still leave this ball game last in the league in home runs as an offense.
Well, that's not who they are, really. They're
Right.
a singles, doubles team. They're a slap team. They're a hit-and-run team. They're a small ball team. They don't hit a lot of home runs, not to mention the fact that their ballpark is not the easiest in the league to hit a ball out of. So if you've got a ballpark like Welland's, why would you load up with home run hitters? That just seems a little counterproductive. So line yourself up with players. But, I mean, I guess the difference.
I would put it just foul. Pass to the glove of Corrosis, 0-2, 1 pitch away from out of the inning.
When you look at the composition of the Welland Jackfish, you have to kind of look.
Well, Luis Florentino looking to complete the 3-out save here. He got a little bit of insurance from his Toronto Maple Leafs in the 8th inning. So here we are, top 9, top of the order. Maikol Escotto leading things off. Escotto homered to lead off the ball game way back at 2 p.m. today. Florentino's first pitch is low and away.
What a full team game it's been from the Maple Leafs.
Here's the 1-0. Right down the middle for a strike. They've got hitting. They've got the pitching when they needed it. I mean, even Yadian Martinez gave up a couple runs, but I mean, gave the Maple Leafs what they needed to win today. Length was what they were looking for. He gave it to them. And they got what they need from Puig to win ball games. That pretty much all the keys to success they got today. Now they're trying to finish the job. Luis Florentino doesn't have to be as careful here with these batters with the 3-run lead.
Every time I look at the game going on out of town, it just continues to grow.
Here's a ball ripped foul down the line. Maikol Escotto decided to jump on that 3-1 pitch. Now, there's been a lot of runs scored throughout the league. I mean, this game, crazy number of runs scored.
It's 20-9 currently in Brantford.
Yeah, there's 29 total runs scored out in Brantford.
Jackfish have a 99% win probability in that one. 1% going the way of Brantford.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Florentino's 3-2 pitch. Popped foul back behind home plate. You know, there's been a lot of debate about, you know, why are so many runs being scored? Is it good hitting? Is it bad pitching? I don't think it's either. I think there's a skill gap between the top teams and the bottom teams with the more import spots that are now allowed in the league. Here's the 3-2. This one's hit on the ground. Ross has it. That was a hot shot. Throw on to first in time to get out number 1. Maple Leafs 2 outs away.
Well, with the amount of home runs we've seen in this game here, you'd think that in a game where it's 20-9, you'd see multiple. There's only been 2 home runs in Brentford. Here, there's been, I don't know how many at this point. 9.
Count them up.
9 home runs.
Kind of similar to what we saw when the Maple Leafs won, well, actually very similar score-wise to what we saw when the Maple Leafs won against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers last Sunday in a game that you see a lot at Christie Pitts over the years. Lots of homers and a high-scoring affair. 1-0 pitch. There for a strike.
Florentino dialing right now, just letting loose a little bit with that fastball.
Zdunich hits a line drive into center field. That one's going to drop in front of J.J. Dutton. Base hit for London. Tying run still in the on-deck circle for the Majors. Luis Florentino has thrown 20 pitches now in this outing. He can get it up there. He's got up near the 40 pitch mark in the past. Maple Leafs really relied him in the playoffs last year in that first round series against the Barry Bay Cats. He would come in for 9-out saves if they needed him. Here's Trent Lenihan, takes the first pitch ball. 11 balls and 11 strikes thrown by Florentino so far. ERA of 5.40 coming into the start. Almost all of those runs came in one outing. Pickoff move to first. Not in time. Mike Chiquetto slapping another tag down.
A couple fans wanting Florentino to throw specific pitches. Somebody wants a curveball inside.
They obviously don't know he throws 95. Pickoff play to first. They got him. Another pickoff. The London Majors have been getting themselves out on the base path a lot, but that was the exact same move that Yadian Martinez used earlier in the game to get Adam Thuss, where he just goes 2 times in a row, times them up, and boom. 2 outs just like that.
Snake bitten yet again.
The 1-0. I mean, the crazy thing, too, is that earlier in the game, Thuss was on base. This was not the one that he got thrown out on, and Yadian Martinez, that was the first time he pulled off the 2 straight throws over to first pickoff move, and he almost got him. Like, it was millimeters away from getting him. And then comes up in his very next trip to the plate when he gets to first base and just used the exact same move again. The Maple Leafs have just copied and pasted that 3 times, and it's worked out twice.
Yeah, it's just tremendous stuff out of the pitching staff.
Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Luis Florentino comes in and gets the save, and the Toronto Maple Leafs come away with an 11-8 victory in an all-round, well-played game in Toronto.
Yeah, this was a game the Leafs needed to win. You can chalk it down to the column of a must-win game. They needed this against a team like the London Majors. You know, keeps their season alive, gets the vibes and hopes back up in that clubhouse. And just like you mentioned, my friend, just an all-around perfect game out of the Leafs.
They got just enough pitching. They had 16 hits, scored 11 runs. They got big home runs when they needed them, and then they got those tack-on runs in the bottom of the 8th inning, which made things a lot more comfortable to come home with the victory in this one this afternoon. For myself, Thomas West, as well as Zach Benoit, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.